shot. Just give me the 5K.
Yeah.
I'll
Don't even think about going to a
just go
doctor
bankrupt. I'd rather
doctor
go-
in Japan for mental health. Depression, and the doctor went, "You should be more happy." It's like, depression is solved.
Oh my
It
god.
only took this long.
You
You should be more happy.
From my experience, it's very good if you have a routine problem.
Yeah.
If you have something that is very normal to be fixed very easily, it's good.
Yeah.
I got a sore back, or I got a bit of a complication or a little bit of difficulty. It's just because the system isn't built for it. It's just like collapses. They're like, sorry.
Because it's outside the protocol a
Yeah.
lot of times.
Yeah.
You have mental health.
Yeah.
I remember one time there was a teacher, one day for some reason I had really bad heart palpitations. And I was like, something's wrong with my heart. And my teachers were like, "You're young, don't worry." I'm like, "I know I'm young, but people
die.
Yeah.
you can still die."
Yeah.
And we went to the doctors and they didn't really take it seriously. But they did, eventually they did scan it. I don't know what's wrong that day, I just had really bad heart palpitations.
Well, the same thing happened
Too
with
much
like,
cheese. Camembert.
The camembert palpitations.
Yeah, well, the same thing happened when like Aki, had that like kidney problem, and we went to like a nearby clinic, and we did a blood test, just to see like how much bacteria was in the blood. And we got it back the next day, and the clinic was like, "Yeah, so it's like kind of bad. We can refer you to a big hospital if you want." And I was like, yes, please. I don't want to risk anything." So we got the referral, immediately went to the hospital, a bigger hospital nearby. And the doctor was like, "Okay, I see the referral, let me do a blood check." Does the blood check, an hour later he comes back and he's like, "Yeah, you're going to have to stay in this hospital because any higher than this, you're going to die." And I was like, hang on a second. The clinic doctor was like, "Oh, yeah, it could get better sometime, I guess." And now you're telling me she was about to die? Like,
It's very frustrating because I feel like unless you're kind of a bit of a Karen, you kind of don't get what you need.
exactly.
You'll hear stories where like if someone doesn't like really like I need this, the doctor will be like, "Oh, sure that
I remember.
Yeah.
If you say so.
I remember talking to American Pete when he had appendicitis.
Oh,
and it was
God.
like hearing what he was going through. They didn't give him painkillers. And my friend had appendicitis. So apparently it's the most painful thing you can experience.
Yeah.
In the UK it's like, here's some morphine. That's good.
Yeah.
And he had nothing.
Oh, there's like a million stories on Reddit of people having to like beg
Yeah.
for like, stronger
He was
painkillers.
in
Yeah.
pure agony, poor old Pete. And
They
like,
just don't believe in like painkillers. Like, come on, stick.
take the pain.
Come on, stick.
Like,
Which is like the most terrifying word or
come
phrase.
back to
you
Yeah.
me.
It's the most terrifying phrase you
Yeah.
hear from a doctor. Just
bear with
power
it.
through.
Just bear with it. Bear with it. You got it. You got it.
I think Japan's like that because of all the natural disasters they spread.
It like makes like getting old in Japan a little scary because you're like,
Yeah.
the more health problems I have, the more I don't want to be here.
It's a fucking miracle there are this many old people.
Well, I think because they just don't get sick.
Yeah.
Are you braced for the mega quake?
Oh
The
god.
mega quake that's coming.
Mega quake.
Yeah.
Senkai trough.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was talking to a couple of friends and they were like, "Yes, I've stocked up on toilet paper and tissues." And I'm like,
They've learned from
things to worry about.
They've learned from COVID, obviously.
I've stocked up on camembert.
Yeah.
Do that normally.
Yeah. That's just your normal fridge.
It's like double. I'm actually, so one of the things I've been working on this year is earthquake documentary. I've been I'm working with a production company and doing a big serious thing, and it was about this mega earthquake.
But it's now
And
scheduled.
that's now happening. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get out quicker now.
Yeah.
Because like, could well happen soon.
What says?
Yeah.
What was it again? It's like 80 to 90% chance in the next 20, 30 years.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
No, didn't they say something was going to happen within like a month? It was like
It may or may not, but
I hope.
with the 2011, do you remember the 2011 super huge sort of topic earthquakes or not?
Yeah,
I felt that one, right?
Wasn't it?
Oh,
that, was,
fuck.
that was 1 year.
Oh, you missed that
Imagine
one.
the book chapter on that. You could have
Chapter
got.
3, shake
Oh,
it.
God, imagine all the content you could have made.
Oh,
Like, bro.
But like, before the 9.2, 9.1 magnitude earthquake in
Yeah.
2011, there was a magnitude 7 earthquake that went under the radar like a few weeks or months beforehand. And they kind of think like, oh, we should have maybe taken that a bit more seriously. And I think that is now why they're taking this one more seriously.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Tokyo gets shaky. It's game over.
well, Tokyo isn't, direct. It's next to the Nankai Trough. The Nankai Trough
Yeah.
is more focused on Shikoku, Osaka, Kochi, that sort of.
It kind of extends
Japan.
up to Shizuoka.
It was still
Kobe
affects-
Kobe got absolutely ruined.
Yeah, because the earthquake was like directly underneath
yeah,
Kobe. So but I've been working on a documentary on this because I think nobody really knows what to do with an earthquake in Japan. There's a lot of naivety, and especially with 30 million tourists coming this year. They don't know what to do if an earthquake hit. Hell, I don't really know what to
Do
do.
you know what to do? Do you know what to do?
Do I know what to do?
Yeah.
Go on TikTok and watch people. Have you heard there's an earthquake in Japan that's coming?
Earth top 10 earthquake hacks.
Top 10 evacuation spots in Japan.
Why is nobody talking about
everyone
Number
fill-
one,
fill-
Megadon.
Fill a bathtub.
Nobody's talking about the Nankai truck. So get on the table. If there's an earthquake in here now, we'd get under the table. We'd take the
Yes.
wine.
Yeah.
Get on that spoon.
That goes first.
Right here.
Well, you could wait outside. You're young.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Say
you're
the elder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the youngest.
The young. You don't need those.
Wait, no, I should be the one who survives.
Well, who's the eldest here?
I think you're the oldest.
How old are you?
34?
Hell,
You're 34.
Yeah, I think you're like a month older than me, right?
That doesn't matter. Fucking say sugar junkie. Who goes under the table? Rock, paper, scissors, this shit. But no, so I think there's a genuine. I've seen people cancel hotels, trips to Japan over this at the moment because
Good.
when it's like, oh, we're going to Japan, oh, the mega quake, I'll just stay home that week, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you don't want to be.
Within the next 20 years, though.
But like, I never took earthquakes that seriously, right? Because
Yeah.
you experience a lot in North Japan. There's a lot more up there. It'd be like, oh, the table's shaking, and then in 2022, I experienced the magnitude 7.2.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna die. The whole fucking building.
Yeah.
The Charlotte's tea collection came down. It's like, not the tea. There's crockery smashing. The studio got fucked. Water leaking. That was really unsettling because usually earthquakes you sort of start slowly and it builds
Yeah.
up. That one, the chair just went like that. I was
Yeah.
sitting down, the chair just went up, and I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this?
The worst is the fucking alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the alarm. But you heard it the other day, right?
Yeah, we had it the other
I
day.
was in a restaurant with Ian. He was like, okay, mate, we're going to die now. And I'm like, it's like,
It's like you brace yourself and you like wait for like that first hit, and then
Yeah.
you're like, it seems okay. I don't think I need to panic just yet.
and then
All
boom!
right.
Earthquake.
Yeah.
It's one of the most traumatic sounds to hear.
Yeah.
You just see this like graphic of a tsunami taking over a building.
Yeah.
That's all I saw. It was the big triangle of the building falling to a tsunami. Guess I'll die.
Yeah, it's scary. We take
And
it
then
for
my
granted.
internet went out. That was scarier than the thing. Why is that an avalanche anyways?
It's worse than the apocalypse.
Oh,
isn't it?
no.
Connor without internet. Took you to a Ryokan this year,
Oh, fuck off.
and no internet, and he nearly like went
No,
berserk.
so-
He
so
nearly
I-
like
no,
it was
no,
like The
no.
Shining.
Again,
you know when he like
again,
ends up in the
classic
hotel.
Chris move. Not telling me
Yeah.
anything. He particularly
throwing the
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't tell me anything, right? And so I'm like, what are we doing? Just tell me what we're doing. I can't tell you. And then like he was like, we were like 20 minutes before. He's like, all right, Connor, really fun. We're going to a place with no internet. Bear in mind, the next day,
Or no electricity.
yeah, I have to release the suit video, and I'm literally in the middle of talking with them about what time we're going to release the suit, all this and stuff. And I'm like, I need to do this right now. I can't go to a place with no internet. I got to sort this out. This video's going live tomorrow. And Chris was like, "Hey, we're going to a place with no internet." And I was like, "What?"
There was no electricity full stop.
Nothing, nothing.
Yeah.
And so
Powered
we
by
got
lamps.
there, and I was like, maybe there'll be some signal. No signal at all. 'Cause we're in a valley.
Yeah.
No signal, no Wi-Fi, nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
Really?
fuck,
Yeah.
fuck.
Very
They're going to
nice.
release
That sounds like an awesome experience.
But I both Paul, the cameraman, and I think we both agree we think about that place a lot. It was so nice.
Yeah. I
Oh,
enjoyed
Mr.
it.
Young,
I-
I did
I-
it.
no,
yeah.
I want to
Here's
preface,
my
I
sex.
had a lot of fun. It was just a shame that you literally did it on the one day where I really needed to be available.
Yeah, and then we got out of there and you went, oh, it's tomorrow. I remember vividly.
Oh.
No, it's actually tomorrow, no problem.
No, I started talking about it. So I started picking up
But it was so nice. Well, you know, everyone in the world now wakes up and they look at their phone and they doom scroll X or the fuck it's called these days, how shit everything is and how everyone's awful. And they go, oh, I hate humanity, it's rubbish. That morning I woke up and I heard the birds in the
No, you
trees.
didn't. No, you didn't.
I heard them going, roar, I heard the sound of the babbling brook, the wind in the
Okay,
trees.
no,
It was
that's-
like,
yeah.
this is fucking magical.
This is a classic YouTube propaganda. This
Watch
is
the
not
video.
what happened.
You watch the
Okay.
video.
Here,
It's
okay.
so nice.
First of all, here's what happened. 2 minutes in, right, he needs to do some YouTube bit where he talks about it. He pulls out his phone to Google something about the place. He's like,
No internet.
he's like, so it's a ryokan in the trees. It's like the British Japan Empire crumbles so quickly without giving it too quickly preface. So he knows nothing about this place. We get there and he's like, there's a lamp and a gift store, and you're like, oh great, oh it's so good. And then he's like, no, this is the best thing ever. It's got an iconic outdoor ryokan waterfall.
Yeah.
So we go. I'm like, all right, sure, at least we can do that. So we go in, and it's all mixed gendered as well.
Yeah.
So we go in, and we go into this outdoor ryokan, and it doesn't look bad, but you can't see the waterfall. It's like blocked for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then we take one step in this outdoor onsen, and it's at best like room temperature water. And then you take one step in, and you pick like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cum of slime. It's just covered in moss. It's absolutely coated.
It
in
was
moss.
like a filthy puddle.
And it's like a layer of oil and slime.
Oh.
So you can't
That was
even like
horrible.
sit down. In it. So
Oh.
you're kind of like a little chicken. You got your feet in and your butt like kind of in. You're freezing. It's lukewarm. You're like, this is shit. This is so shit. And he's trying to film it. But like, this is outdoor. I'm like, no, this is bollocks. This is the worst rock kind of
The
ever
indoor
been to.
one was nice. The indoor.
And we go to the indoor one. It was okay. It was good. And then there was a mixed sex one, which looked like just some kind of goon cave. It looked awful. It was a mixed sex onset. And it looked like a cave hidden. It was not good. But, to be fair, and then, the worst part about the thing was, the whole worst part about this is that they said there was an alarm attached to the light, so you couldn't turn off the lamp,
Okay.
the oil lamp. There was no alarm attached to this lamp, to preface, because it was just a lamp that burned
Yeah.
oil.
You smashed your head against it,
And
didn't
I
you?
kept smashing my head against it because the room was so small, and it was literally like this height
Right.
when I stand up. So I kept smashing my head against the thing. You couldn't turn it off.
Clumsy.
You had a kerosene heater that you had to leave on, otherwise you would freeze to death because you were in the valley. But you had to turn it off while you sleep. So I went to bed with 4 layers of, because it was a ryokan, right? So it was just me in the room. But I had all of the futons.
What is it with you and freezing to death?
I don't know.
Paul and I
Yeah.
had a lovely night.
They
We had a
didn't.
lovely
They
night.
didn't. So, actually, you know why? You had a lovely night? I know why. So,
Oh,
I got
God.
given the scenic view where 2 sides of my walls were basically like touching outside.
Okay.
Whereas he only had one, like the window,
Yeah.
one side. So I had 2 walls, paper thin walls that were against the outdoors. So I was fucking freezing.
Yeah.
And
So you wanted that room.
the moment the kerosene heater, I turned it off, right? My room already stunk of kerosene. Absolutely vile
It does
smell.
smell quite
Yeah.
bad.
Vile smell. If you don't like the smell of oil burning, you're fucked.
I kind of love the kerosene heaters.
You like this place.
Yeah,
It's good, it's good, but it's a bit
East
much.
Yeah.
It is.
Scott's gonna love it.
I like kerosene
It,
smell.
it feels like nostalgic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nostalgia. The good old days.
The good old days.
So being snuffed out of existence. It's a truly nostalgic experience. Anyway, so
It's not carbon monoxide.
well, may as well. Okay. So I have 4 layers on me, right? And it's like -7 or 8, I think, during the night. So, but obviously the heater turns off, and everyone has to turn off their heater.
Yeah.
So I woke up, and I was freezing with 4 layers, and there was like frost on a little bit of my blanket. I was like, this is fucked. This is so fucked. And I'm like dying, and I'm like,
Put the heater on then, you know.
the whole night, I had to, but it takes a while to heat up. The whole night I could hear the walls vibrating because they're paper.
Right.
And it's his fucking snoring. He's snoring so loudly that the wall is vibrating.
Yeah, I've definitely experienced that.
And so then we go to, but to be fair, I will admit, the dinner and breakfast was phenomenal.
Oh.
And then the
Maybe
guy
like
came out.
something.
The guy came out like the menu. He did like a this is a fish that I caught, and everyone was sitting there like a cult, like waiting for the fish, just so we could eat. It was good though. It was good.
Damn.
It was good.
What's the nicest place you've stayed?
But it was fun. I will say it was fun.
The nicest place I've stayed in Japan?
Trying to
Is
think.
there a place you go back to and think about? Like I think about that place.
It was fun though. I will admit.
Yeah.
Any bit of misery, the joy it brought me.
Well, I think if we'd have brought, we should have, because you brought a bag of snacks. I think if we'd have brought a couple more beers, we brought some cards or something. It would
It's
have
all
been,
about the beers.
it would
It's
have
all
been a
about
really good night because we could have just played cards and
Let's get sloshed.
Yeah.
It just felt like, as you said in the video, like if there was like the end of the world,
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. It was
No
so weird.
electricity. It's one payphone, right?
I mean, I think there's a certain charm to that. Just
really is,
cutting
yeah.
yourself off from the world.
Detoxing from the
I
world.
can't
Yeah.
think of any other place in Japan that has that. You know, even
Yeah.
on Mount Fuji on the cabin,
Yeah.
3,000 meters up, right? People have got their phones, reception.
Mm.
Nowhere else in Japan I've gone has that level of like escapism. I call it beauty and escapism. He calls it torture.
Yeah.
No,
One
no,
man's
no,
escapism and there's another man's downfall.
It was good, and it was very cheap. It was like how
It
much?
was like
was it?
$50.
It's crazy.
Wow.
isn't it?
How much did you spend on the video that's coming out with me and you?
10,000.
He spent 10.
No, £10,000.
10. So what?
Holy shit.
$15,000.
To do what?
So I spend like
Uh,
100
actually,
quid.
it should be out by the time it's out. You can rent an entire castle.
Oh.
You can get a whole samurai lord experience.
Wow. Okay.
So they had like gun salutes and dudes playing the and we got to wear full samurai armor. And then we had a butler 24/7. He was really good. That was the best butler I've ever
That was
had.
brilliant. So I spent about
Out of all the
100.
butlers I've had, this
Yeah.
one was the
I
best.
spent
I like two.
$100 on your
Yeah, you did.
magical retreat. He spent
I
$15,000.
might be just going to do worse too, for sure.
Probably.
It was a really good. It was a really fun video. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, you spent $15,000 to just get pampered. And just
Well, we stayed in the castle. We got to sleep, and the best part.
played the Shogun.
Yeah, we went to the Shogun.
Yeah.
The best part about it was that we got
John
a.
Blackthorne himself.
We in the castle before we went to bed. We got before the meal. We got a private dance.
Sounds really. Sounds a lot better than
It is Shogun then.
where
It was
they
a
had
human dog.
It was a Shinto like Buddhist dance, but the best part about this dance is that halfway through the show they would like drag you to dance, and so I got to see Chris awkwardly dance with these Shinto like this like.
That's definitely worth 15K.
Yeah.
So worth it 'cause he looked so out of touch. He was like spin. It was like spinning around. So funny.
It was like Peep Show when he was doing the rhythms.
And it was very funny. It was very good.
It'd be
Nice.
$15,000.
$15,000.
But it was a really fun video.
And then Joey's like messaging me every once in a blue moon's like, how would you like to try a bucket of sushi, mate? Fucking
Hey,
dragged
that
me
video
off
went well.
to eat some sushi again. It's like another food fighter.
Yeah.
Interesting how the food fighters in Japan are girls and they're like 4 foot.
Yeah, they're the tiniest people alive. I don't
It's
know
magic.
how they do it.
When I had my one,
When I had my one.
I did a food fighting video, and we had a food fighter,
Yeah.
and he didn't do it, and he was really upset.
He didn't do it.
He couldn't finish it.
That's rubbish.
He was, and he was really upset about it. But then Mudan messaged me and was like, "Hey man, I gotta stop editing this video." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "The noises he's making while he's eating is making me sick." I was like,
Did that
"What?"
video go?
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know.
years ago,
Oh.
2 years ago. It was vile. It was like okonomiyaki that has been like soggiest okonomiyaki with fried
Oh.
chicken.
Fucking hell.
It was not good.
I met 3 food fighters. They're always Japanese women, late 20s, 4'2",
Yeah.
and they're magic.
Yeah, and
Because they eat everything. and
Yeah.
They stand up and they go, they dance around. Like,
Well, the one that we
the
did,
food, the food magically goes
Well, the
into
one that
their
we did a
stomach.
video with, she didn't even do that. She was
So
seated
how
the
was
whole
that?
time. And
She beat me, you, and Pete, right?
yeah, we
she
ate
out-ate us.
We ate 72 between the 3 of us plates of sushi. She ate 80.
Oh my
I
god.
was so angry. It was so
Yeah.
close.
And,
that was
and on
actually-
top of that, she was eating like ice creams and fruit that didn't count towards the total. She was
She just
like,
wanted to. She
Yeah,
just
she's like,
wanted
I feel like
I'm
it.
just craving it.
No,
Yeah.
I'd solo. I'd solo.
Hey, that's it.
Yeah.
I'd solo.
That's your next video.
Oh, it was disappointing. I was a point where I genuinely thought we were going to win.
Yeah.
I was like, take this.
She was
And then
playing
you
us the
destroyed
whole
it.
time. Yeah.
Fuck.
My rate for drinking alcohol has just like lowered year by year now. So I probably drink maybe like once or twice a month at this rate. Which is
Damn.
I know.
Getting healthy, man.
I know,
Getting
but
healthy.
at the same time, when I do drink, I get slosh.
Want to run some more wine?
Yeah, right.
Damn, I've been drinking less actually.
Yeah.
What's my mind? Yeah, buff.
Yeah, fucking.
Well, go home.
I'm not gonna say no. I was just saying, like, I've been drinking less and less.
Yeah, I came in on a Joey monologue being like, I've actually been drinking less and less and I've been getting more healthy. And I'm like, damn, good for you, bro. You want more wine? And he was like, fuck yeah.
We're gonna say no to that.
Melo, who's pulled off this off? You haven't
Uh,
even touched yours.
I haven't
This is my
either.
Yeah.
third glass. you
Fucking
cunt.
Pussy Boy Club. Get your clear
Pussy
strong
Boy.
zero.
What is it? Is this strong zero?
It's
We're doing
basically
that,
strong zero.
It's basically it's
We're going to record some Patreons after this, so if you want to watch
Yeah.
that when I was slightly drunk, you can
Slightly
watch
drunk.
this.
If you drink-
slightly drunk. You ready for a trivial pursuit?
I think I only want to do it if you all drink this.
We'll drink it.
What?
during-
We'll drink it.
Because
We'll drink
it'll
it
be the
during.
most incredible trivial pursuit.
We got
we've ever
like
had.
fucking.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh.
Zimbabwe.
A little bit of raw, but we got it.
Oh god.
Fucking hell.
Right, what else we up to there?
In between a best-selling book, Killing You on an Island.
Yeah, what's on the bucket list?
Okay,
What's on the
anything important?
What's the best cheese board you've had?
Yeah.
this year?
That's the one at the Abroad Japan bar.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's tailor made for the crisp Abroad in Japan taste.
It is.
That's
Cheddar-
how it's
cheddar
got.
cheese from Somerset, my friend.
Where are you sourcing your cheese?
Barry down the pub. my friend owns Hobgoblin in the British pub in Tokyo.
Oh,
he also
okay.
supplies British food to Japan, like sausages, bacon,
He's
cheese.
trying to get sausages, right?
He's trying to get sausages.
Are
He's
they-
working.
are
on
they
it.
in
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's game over for my cholesterol on sausages.
You've already you got 3C or something? What was your cholesterol?
It's going to be D4 when I'm first time the sausages.
D69.
Sausages is like number one food.
So why can't we get British sausages in Japan?
You really struggle to get that.
Yo, this wine be hitting, man. This wine be hitting.
Because
Sausages.
importing each individual item needs to be approved. I think it takes a long time to get like the approvals to.
Okay.
And then I just got to figure out, like, I don't know, what do you import? Cumberland sausage was so fucking good.
God, I can't wait.
What are you laughing about?
This podcast is ranking sausages.
I
all
think
over.
Sausage is so good.
Yeah.
I'm at a point in my career though where you ever feel like your career's peaked and it's sort of going over.
I thought you said that about when you interviewed Ken Watanabe.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah. I specifically remember this exact same conversation. We're like, I don't know what the fuck to do now.
I think it's as you guys know during COVID 2020 2021
Yeah.
every video you can be like I looked at a tree 8 million views because everyone's just inside.
It's like, no way!
Real tree. I remember in 2019 I was this close to quitting YouTube. I was a bit like burnt out, a bit fed up,
Yeah.
and I was like, maybe I should live somewhere else now. And then COVID happened, buckled down, kind of embraced Japan
Yeah.
more. And 2020, 21, probably the best 2 years of videos on Abroad in Japan. Trash Taste took off, and then,
Yeah.
and then after that, it's like the microwave. The microwave just went ding. The microwave went off at the perfect time. And then that was the end of my career.
And then my career is
Like,
just
now it's like it's harder to get views. I've seen every single YouTube channel has declined in views. I think 'cause people are battling against shorts and reels, and TikTok.
Yeah.
There's streamers, filth, and it's harder to win and get the views, and it's harder to attract attention.
Well, yeah, the competition has definitely increased.
But did you do it for the views, Chris?
Well,
It's your fucking job.
of course I did.
You have to get some views. you know.
Yeah.
I've got to pay rent
Yeah.
somehow,
I mean, I'm definitely mindful that I make videos because I think, well, let's get 1 million views.
Yeah.
Like my team, folks I work with, they come to me with ideas, and if it's not like 1 million view idea, I'm like, get out, you're fucked. One of the best stuff I've got. Ellen, she came to me, she's like, what about the oldest tree in Japan, the Yakisugi tree? I was like, get out, you disgust me. Nobody wants to watch a video about a tree.
That'd be a great
And
short.
you love that tree, don't you?
Oh, the one in Yakushima?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to it.
That'd be a great shorts though. That's
I would
like
go for a short.
that's like
Yeah.
this is the oldest this is the oldest tree in Japan.
What this tree
And like people will be like, wow, the culture in Japan. Wow.
Make it work. It'd be like 10 minutes of being like, it's a fucking tree.
It's a tree,
Shit.
mate. A little bit of tree.
Yeah, the problem is though, it's I tried to do that hike because you have to hike into it on
I
Yakushima.
failed Japan's
Yeah,
hike to the oldest tree in
I
Japan.
was gonna hike there the first time I went to Yakushima with Aki, but it's a 15-hour hike one way. And you
What?
have to, so you start at one point at the edge of the island, right? And the tree's literally in the middle of the
Just fly
island.
to the other side.
Yeah, helicopter.
I was like,
helicopter.
Yeah. Where's my copter?
Helicopter.
Yeah, so it's a 15-hour hike there.
Imagine the blades chop up the tree. The Yakisugi tree. I need to get closer to it. 2,000
Yeah, do we have an image of this
It's
tree?
the Jomonsugi tree.
This
yeah.
is no ordinary tree, mate. This is the fucking Jomonsugi.
Yeah. So it's a 15-hour hike, one way, and then you see the tree, and then to get back, you have to sleep over in a cabin
Open it.
halfway.
Yeah.
That's the hike.
This is a wacky weekend.
This is so shit.
Because you'd be like, it's shit. This is rubbish. There's a tree.
I hiked 15 hours to see a tree.
7,000-year-old tree.
It's the oldest
Oh,
tree.
Wait, that's pretty fucking.
7,000.
Yeah.
7,000.
That's pretty high.
That's insane.
It's one of
Yeah.
the oldest trees in the world. I think.
That's absurd.
That's a wacky weekend, man, isn't it? There you go.
I really want to do this hike.
How big is
but-
it?
It's between.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay,
That's
now-
wait. That's pretty awesome.
That's a pretty big gap, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Between 2007.
Have they not done tests on it? Like,
Wait, how big is?
it's gigantic.
Why is this? Why is this? So,
Why do you think this video will work?
Well, the more I think about it, the better.
Just
it
like
gets.
look. That's easy clickbait. You're just like, what would you call it? I hiked
15 hours.
No,
To
it's,
see
it's
a
more than that because you got to hike back.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hiked 30 hours to see a 7,000-year-old tree.
I'm gonna do it now just to see if it gets anything. It will get.
I want to.
Yeah.
If
To
I-
11 hours track.
If I release that
Yeah.
on Japan, that'll get 500,000 views on it. If it's not a million, I don't get out of bed.
I feel like the 7,000 years is like that's a
No,
good.
make it.
that's-
Here's the strat. Make a video on it, but then also make a short and see which one does better.
There's a tree in Japan.
Yeah.
It's so good you'll come. I fucking hate shorts though.
The reason why
Yeah.
it takes so long to hike is because you'll goon for 3 hours once you get.
Have you ever released a short or a TikTok?
I've done a reel or two. I did like one short of me talking to a robot. I did do well, but
Yeah.
like it's just I like telling a story and having a story to tell. And I feel like
Yeah.
in shorts, like you have to speed run your story.
Yeah, but sometimes
It's good for like jokes, right? It's good for like
Yeah.
clipping a joke or something.
But there's a lot of things I feel in Japan where it's just not interesting enough to do a full video
Well,
on.
there we go.
Yeah.
Like that, for instance.
How would you do that? How would you narrate that? Go. There's a tree in Japan. What do you say?
There is a giant tree in the middle of Japan on this
This is
island.
false.
Yeah.
This is,
Hey, this is how they all
this is
sound.
Joey Shorts.
This is how they all sound.
I feel like the thing that makes this video.
You drunk?
I feel like the thing that makes this video is the fucking hike you have to do to get to.
Yeah.
If it was like
The
a fucking
bands are
tourist
on the way
attraction,
back.
there'd be no story arc.
And
Yeah.
again, the fact that you have to stay over at a hut in the middle of the hike
it's
to
kinda
get
cool.
back.
Yeah, but there'd be spiders and snakes. And
Oh, but that's perfect for you two.
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
won't
yeah.
have to plane the whole time.
This forest inspired Princess Mononoke.
Oh,
I
I see it. I see it. I see it.
Done. I'll see
Yeah.
it.
When Chris was drunk, I was trying to convince him to do a triathlon with me. I want to do a triathlon. An Olympic triathlon.
I
I'll do it. Easy. Years ago, I would do chess boxing,
We could do
fucking
it.
Spartan
Yeah.
races, and cycle.
I'm
to-
bringing it up now
I would have been
to,
like, no,
to
not
hold
now.
some accountability that we have to do it.
Well, last time I was on Trash Taste, or the time before last, I can't remember. I said I'd get a 6-pack.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. With that.
I might have failed the bet.
You
To
also
be fair,
didn't donate $100.
I was chess boxing. I was writing a Sunday Times best-selling book. If I'd also got a 6-pack, I would have been
Yeah,
magic.
that wasn't
Maybe
that bad.
you should have just like not said anything. Just don't say anything.
I think we should resubmit this bet.
We should do a triathlon.
We should get a 6-pack in. We should
Yeah,
progress.
but a part of that would be doing a triathlon.
All right,
Chris.
When is the trial?
Oh, no, there's one.
No. Chris has had enough alcohol to consider it.
Yeah, you said 3 months.
Yeah. 3 months. Yeah.
I'm going to the UK in September, though, so I have to be.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to eat like everything. Of course, it's not going to hit a 6-pack. But since the cyclothon in April, my
Yeah.
health has steadily gone down the toilet. And the problem is because it's like fucking oven experience outside. I cannot. Usually I do like 10,000 steps a day. I can't do 10 steps a day.
Like 400 a day.
I can't do anything. It's so shit Japan in summer. This is the first summer I've been here in a while. Usually I fuck off to like Iceland or almost to sit in a cave. But this year, because the bar's open, I haven't been able to go. So now I'm like,
Yeah.
roast o'clock.
Now you've got infinite supply of like camembert as well. with a bar.
I sit in my air-conditioned bar eating cheese all day. My health's fucked. I got cholesterol 69 like you. Like, it's not good.
And yet you have the audacity to be like 6-pack in 3 months. Get on it.
If I put my mind to something, I'm going to do it.
So
You know this.
It's a triathlon.
Where's the visual there?
What do you mean? There's a lot.
6-pack,
Fucking
you'd be
you-
like-
you fucking tearing the waves apart like Moses separating the sea onto the run.
I'm
Where-
sure that's how you envision yourself, Connor. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Be like,
No, not me.
Chris just said he's going to do a fucking backstroke. He'd be like,
Is there a rescue boat?
Of
this
course.
takes a 90-degree pivot.
yeah.
Where is this right?
There's a bunch of places you can do it. There's tons. There's a bunch.
What's in it for me?
Good to get fit.
I'm
You
already
get a
fit.
6-pack.
I'm
You're
already
not
fit.
fit. You're not
Of
fit.
course I'm fit. I've drunk as strong as 0 and a wine.
Let's stand up with my heart rate monitor.
I've never heard such in my life.
Let's, okay.
Give me this heart rate. Oh, it's broken.
Oh.
Battery ran out.
Okay, let's have a look at your
Can't calculate such a winning heart rate.
That's way.
What's a good heart rate?
It's not disgusting.
I have no idea.
This is resting heart rate, right?
Yeah.
Resting heart rate. Yeah.
So it should be 70.
Yeah, what is supposed to be a healthy resting body?
70? 60 or something?
70? Okay.
He's not resting that much.
Oh, you can't even get into your watch. But you don't know the password for your fucking silly
What
body.
is going on right now?
You're 96 right now. Stand up.
It's because I'm surrounded by 3 handsome men.
All
All
right,
my heart
alright,
says,
stand up. And I bet your heart rate will shoot. You're not fit. Okay. All right. Let's have put your hand on the table.
Hold on, relax your
All
stomach.
right. Right now.
Relax
let's
your
have
stomach. There you go. I saw that.
It's like 150, 130. You just shot up 20 points standing up.
Wait, 113? Resting? What are you, a
Nah,
hamster?
your watch is broken, mate. What is this nonsense? What is this? Rubbish.
Let me
Broken.
try. Let me try.
Broken.
Yeah.
Hamster, what's yours?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Right, oh shit.
Fuck
That's
it.
probably the shittest, honestly.
I have no idea.
Why would yours be shit?
What is it? What is
Huh?
it supposed to do?
Probably like 70 for resting.
My heart rate's better than yours. My dad could be up your dad. What is it? Playground.
Are we
shenanigans.
comparing heart rates now?
Yeah, well, my dad's heart rate is.
Okay, so you're at, let's wait, you're about 93. Could be
Yeah,
at 94. Now
Stand up, man. Stand up.
And then, let's
Now do a little jig.
Did you go up at all?
Oh, 94.
Yeah,
93.
it's broken.
Yeah.
It's broken.
It's the same.
Yeah, 93.
Ah, shit.
Yes,
It's
What about God? What about God?
it's, like, it's the 30-year-olds, man. It's the
I'm older
30-years.
than you are. When you turn 34, things happen. Life changes. How old are you, Joe?
I'll be 30 next month.
I see, you're still a kid. The world at your feet.
Still a baby.
You're not even. You're 28, aren't you?
It is.
If this doesn't go over 100, I'm fucked.
Okay, just tap it and see what was it reading at the bottom.
Oh, you mean I love it. Wait, what's yours?
91, and stand up. What is it? 91. Okay. Just stand up and just then look at the watch and then just wait for it to update. It should go to like 94. Okay.
Fucking hell.
You're 104.
Okay. Okay.
104, that's quite an
Thank
increase.
God. Thank God.
Okay, so I'm the healthiest so far.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
60
I'm- I'm- I'm
per
so-
minute. All right.
I'm saying mid-30s, man. Mid-30s just hit different.
I just want to say, drinking.
Drinking alcohol?
Yeah.
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 So
yeah,
I'm quite
drinking
hungover
does.
today.
What?
What?
I own a fucking bar. Of course I'm sitting at a bar getting drunk all day.
Okay. Well, I'm at 104 right now. Well, maybe that's God's. Okay, I'm at 104. 105.
And you're 28.
There we go. There we go. 87.
That's
83.
broken.
All right. All right.
So it's 79, 76,
Well, it's
74.
calibrated to you.
You're
Yeah.
holding your
You're not
breath.
calibrated. It just reads the
You're
heart rate.
holding your breath until it gets to
I
69.
mean, you holding your breath does not affect your heart rate.
It will after
Your
10
heart
minutes.
still beats when you're not breathing.
Well, after 5
Alright.
minutes.
75.
Okay. Stand up. Should go to like 80 something. Maybe 90.
Oh, yeah. 80.
Yeah. 85.
85.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's the just camera shy, isn't it?
It literally correlates with the age.
Yeah,
you,
you
have the, you have the lowest and then it goes
It
in
seems a
order.
bit unfair that you want me to do a triathlon when you're clearly fit and I'll just die.
But I want to do it with you, so I think we can
Because
both do it.
you want to have me on a wheelbarrow in my corpse. and wheel it out.
No.
You want like, oh no, he didn't
It's going to
make
be
it.
dragging you along.
It's the only thing you could do.
Of course I can do it. But I'll be dead by the end.
Yeah, but I'll be dead. That's the point.
I'll be like, I did it. And then that'll be it.
No.
Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it. Do I get any money?
Viewers, how much money you donated?
Give me all the money.
Yeah. Where is this for charity? The charity is his cholesterol.
Oh, okay.
Cheese balls.
When is it then?
There's like one every like month somewhere. So actually,
It could be as early as next
I
month.
propose we pick one, lock it in, and then we train for it.
We've seen the next
that means I
special
can-
right here, guys.
I can
What if we all do
choose.
it? Would you all do a triathlon?
Yeah.
I'm doing a triathlon.
Trash takes
What?
special.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm good, dog.
Why not? We could all do a triathlon.
I am not invested enough.
Give me a
in my health.
telethon, I'll do it. But
No. Okay, we get the telethon at the end. Why you can all cycle 40k and run 10k,
yeah, but I don't want to.
but it could be great content.
And then we go to the
That's
Yakuza
true.
trip.
Yeah.
I'd much rather do that than the fucking triathlon.
And
You
now
can
our
fuck
hike
off. You
would be
can hike up to that
miserable.
tree.
I'll do it then.
You die on the way up to
Okay,
the
if you
tree.
do a triathlon, you have to hike to that tree.
Okay.
All right.
Face and then the up,
Okay.
and then he's just smiling.
All right.
Show that on camera.
That's nonsense, guys. Joe, that is Joey's
Alright, I'll show people what it actually looks like because this is just like
My clothes.
yeah. Gone tried to draw Null, my the nonsense mascot, and that's what it looks like.
Oh, so I'd say I was pretty close. Look at that. Look at that. So,
It's supposed to be it's
Mine's-
supposed to be an O with the slash like in the
hi,
logo.
this is my brand
Is it?
actually. It's Onsense. You could get
It's
it.
sense.
It's just sense.
All right, can you draw just a regular cat?
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah, we're just drawing.
All right.
Oh, we're just
Welcome.
jumping in.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Because we're gonna get the pre-roll.
Yeah, because Connor was taking a shit. That's
I'm
what we were
sorry.
waiting
I'm
for.
sorry. I don't want to be.
Oh,
full.
I'm sorry. I swore.
Yeah,
Sorry,
dude.
Mudon. Connor was taking
Mudon.
a big
Mudon.
Mudon. Connor was taking a little,
Big.
a big,
Big sized.
big size poop. Do you say poop?
Yes.
Is that a? Is that
Yes,
like
we're
a?
not gonna put this in.
Yes,
We're not putting this
You
in.
guys putting this in?
No, we're
I
not
want
putting
the
this
world
in.
Cold
to know.
open.
We are not putting this
I
in.
want-
No,
I
the cold
want-
open is you doing the character.
I want the world to know that we were just waiting. to
Okay.
drop that one.
Wow, you never
Alright.
waited for someone to take a shit before.
No, no,
Never.
never.
We always wait for you.
Yeah, we always do
That's
that.
why.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Trash Taste. A while back, we did red flag or green flag with, was it like with partners or
Yeah,
Yeah,
with-
like a relationship.
relationships? Okay. This time we're just doing general because we had a lot of fun with it. I think it was a great concept as well.
I like it. It was
learned
fun.
a lot.
It was
Do
fun.
you want to describe or explain to people what a red flag or green flag is?
Everyone knows what a red
They
flag
don't
or
know.
green
You
flag
don't
is,
even
but
know.
if you don't know because you're colorblind, maybe,
Wow.
Wow.
So insensitive, bro.
or dyslexic towards colors,
What does that mean?
don't know. Basically, we'd say something like, they only drink carbonated water, and then we would write down if that's a green flag or a red flag.
There's also
Yeah.
beige flag, which is neutral.
Oh, beige flag.
we gotta be like selective with that.
Yeah.
Oh, so we have to choose red or green?
I think you should
Some
do.
reason I
You
thought
should
it was
have.
brown flag. I don't know why.
Shoot yourself flag. You should not use beige unless you really, really feel there's a compelling argument for
Okay.
it.
So if possible,
I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna start spamming
yeah,
beige.
the first one's gonna be like beige flag.
Yeah.
Can I use brown flag?
No.
Where it's like
no.
the war is so
no,
strong, I will shit myself.
No. I actually don't know what type of questions we have here.
No.
Yeah,
So our
so-
producer has selected a bunch. This time, again, as we said, instead of
Very
relationships, it is going to be related to people you know. It could be friends, it could be acquaintances, whatever.
Yeah, so it's not just partners, it's about just
People.
maybe office workers, maybe co-workers, maybe
Just people.
friends,
People
just
in
people.
general.
Thank you very much, Joe. Yes, just people.
Just people.
Not
Alright.
just people.
I mean, actually, you know what? Can we just get an example one? Can we just,
Yeah.
we just throw
Let's
one
just-
out
let's
there?
just throw one out
so I can
right
get
now.
a vibe set.
Yeah. So, a co-worker. Shut the fuck up.
We all co-walk.
A co-worker can't pronounce words properly. A co-worker frequently avoids serious conversations.
Ooh. But we're co-workers.
Yeah, we're
We are
co-workers.
co-workers.
You know, we're friends
Yes,
for life.
For life. For
I
life.
think we're friends for life.
Yeah, of course.
So we can talk about serious conversations, but
Yeah.
like,
Well, you
just-
guys have never had an office job. I'm gonna bring this up.
I've worked in retail.
I'm currently in an office job.
Shut the fuck
with my
up,
company.
Joey.
No,
Joey,
you're
Joey,
not. No,
no,
you're
no.
not, bro.
You get
No,
to
you're
set the
not,
rules,
bro.
Joey. You get to set the rules, man.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like, oh, by the way, everyone bow down to me.
Dude, wait, does
Actually, why not? That's
Wait,
not
okay,
based
first
on-
of all, I had an office job, but I've worked
Yeah.
in retail and I've worked as a lifeguard.
Yeah, I've worked
and-
with
yeah.
co-workers.
Like, I'm not, you're making it sound like I'm a goo gaga baby. First job is YouTube and he's
Actually,
coasting.
Actually, I am.
Okay, there's some truth in that.
Yeah.
Because we are all good guys, baby.
But surely, like, okay, well, should we
Yeah, let's
Let's write down. Co-worker frequently avoids serious conversations.
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Great.
Ooh, that changed things up. Three.
Yeah.
Joey,
When you thought you knew the vibe.
Joey's like, this is easy. Isn't
You
it?
guys-
This is easy.
You thought for sure.
You guys gaslit me.
No, we did not gaslight you.
We're co-workers, right?
No.
No, look. Okay, Jay, we're
Joe.
co-workers, but we're friends. So
Yes,
that's
yeah,
one
yeah,
thing
we
can
are-
control.
we are- not-
Okay, so I need to hear from you guys. Why green?
So I don't know if I can talk about serious stuff at work.
Look. There is a time and a place. If the word coworker, I assume that this would be in the working place. And sometimes, when you're in the office, you don't need to hear about all the fucking drama of like what's going on, unless you like have a really good relationship. But if you
Right.
do, then just go out for a pint afterwards.
Like, what if you hire a graphic designer day 2 on the job? He's like, yeah, I just think like 3 weeks is too late for an abortion. Like, you'd be like, what the fuck? You'd be like, bro.
I wouldn't hire him.
Well, now you've hired him, right? What I'm saying is like, there's just certain things I think that like, coworkers shouldn't bring up serious topics.
See, but
Unless you're like,
it's difficult, right? Because like serious conversations have so many different connotations. Obviously, there's the extremes where it's like, as you said, where it's like something personal in their lives. But I was also thinking about like serious conversations, like that actually relate to work. That's what I thought would be serious conversations. Like in the sense where it's like, okay, you're working with a bunch of people on a particular like project or whatever it is, right? And there are some like serious points that we need to like cover in order to like solve that issue. That's another like way to do a serious conversation.
I didn't talk that.
serious conversations I would deem as like,
Yeah, if it was serious personal conversations, I would have also said green.
well, I would argue that like like if you're in a workplace and it's like, hey, this bridge is about to collapse, we've got to talk about it. I would still not consider that a serious conversation because that's like a work conversation.
Right.
I'd be like, if a serious conversation is, hey, we need to get this project done on the deadline, and some guy's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really a red flag.
That's what I thought.
That's like a firing.
Yeah, that's why I said red.
No.
Or Joey runs a tight ship in nonsense.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
like, look, what if you got a coworker? I'm sure we've all worked with someone or had someone who you've worked with at one point who you're like, this guy's absolutely fire at his work.
Yeah.
He is amazing. I hope I never hear about his political opinions. Because you're like, the moment I hear about what he thinks about certain things, I'm gonna think,
No, I mean it's not just that. Sometimes it's just like in the structure I was in. Sometimes I'm just like in an office job. I don't need you're in a meeting or something, and then there's like that 5-minute preamble that comes beforehand. And it's just like sometimes I'm just like, bro, I don't need to hear about you going through a divorce, man. We're here to get this project done. I'm sorry for you, but I'm not that guy. That is the British in me. I'm like, sometimes I'd literally be in meetings and there'd be like that 5-minute beforehand, and some conversations would get way too personal on like some serious topics, and I'm just sitting there just like sipping my tea, being like, wow, I don't really know what to say, because our job is just to go in is to get this project done.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about your divorce.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully,
what a drama queen.
I mean, thankfully, at least like in my personal experience, I've never had to like run into anything like that. So I guess that's saying something, or it's just purely the fact that. I guess I haven't had a proper fucking.
But
obviously, there is a distinction because you can be friends with your coworkers.
Yes.
Obviously, but using the term coworker, you're not going to be friends with everyone. Your coworkers.
Sure.
And some people, in my experience, do overshare a lot.
Right.
When we're just trying to get a job.
Maybe because I feel like if I had a coworker, but maybe I'm very good friends with them, or I become friends with them, then it's different. I wouldn't view them as much of a coworker.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I guess it depends. But overall, I would say, good. Don't talk about serious
Okay,
topics.
you guys bring up a good.
That's the British in us. It's like we're here to just get the job done.
We're here to do a job and a job.
If you have something serious, just send a passive aggressive email firsthand.
Yeah.
That's step number 1.
Like a can we talk text at least. At least.
All right, what's next up? Let's see what's next up.
All right, a neighbor frequently offers to help with chores or tasks, even when you don't ask for it.
So basically an overly friendly neighbor. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I've got it.
Oh.
Who asks their neighbor to help with tasks? I guess if you need to like get a package or something.
Yeah, or maybe if they see like you're doing something, like you're trying to bring in like big luggage into your house or something, and they see you and they're like, "Oh, let me help out."
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Ready?
Wait.
Go. You ready?
Alright.
3, 2, 1.
What do you want?
Red, but it's a me thing because I know it's a green flag, but like
Yeah, it is a green.
it is a green flag, but
It's
like
a beige for me.
but like
What?
you know, this is like the fucking social introvert in me. I'm like, if I need to get along and talk with my neighbor, it will make my life more interesting. But
Yeah. I
um,
have that a little bit as well, but the reason why I said beige is because, like, especially if, like, this neighbor, right? Say, for example, you just moved to your new place.
yeah,
And right from the get-go, this neighbor is, like, constantly, like, you know, being like, yo, let me help you out with blah, blah, blah. Let me help you out with blah, blah, blah. I don't know what intention they have. You know?
What's this is some fucking Death Note
I
kind of shit.
I don't know. I'm like, look, I know people can be really nice,
Yeah.
but not everyone is nice without some kind of repayment. You know what I
He
mean?
offered to take my trash out. He must want my peaches.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
yeah, you know, so it's like, okay, like, I don't like if it's fine if this neighbor, right, hypothetically, is down to help me out with whatever,
Yeah.
and then maybe expects nothing in return, or maybe not as much.
Joey's like, ain't no way,
Yeah.
neighbor does
I'm
nice thing
like-
and expects nothing
yeah,
in return.
And I'm like, because like I've had neighbors where it's like they almost like gaslight.
You like fake taxi you. He's like, well, you can't pay for it? Shit.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I've had some neighbors where, like, you know, they've been helpful with that kind of stuff, but then, you know,
Yeah.
the whole Japanese thing of, like, you know, the give and take type situation,
Yeah.
it's like they always expect, you know, even if they don't say it outright, you know, in the back of your head, you're like, I feel like they're expecting something in return, and that puts
Yeah.
pressure on me, right? So
Yeah.
I think in that case, I would rather them just not helping, and for me to be like, thanks but no thanks, you know,
Yeah.
I'm good, but I appreciate the sentiment type of thing, and that's why I said beige.
See, this is the reason I put red, and I said it's a me thing, because honestly, this neighbor sounds very, very friendly and
Yeah.
very, very nice, and would be a very pleasant neighbor. But the way I view neighbors is the same way I view Uber drivers. We acknowledge each other. But I don't talk to you. You don't talk to me. We
Right.
go about our own business, and everyone's happy and everyone's pleasant.
Yeah.
There's no expectations from each other. That is my perfect neighbor.
Am I the only normal one who thinks like, hey, that's cool? Sure. Yeah.
No, it is cool, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
second guess
I guess just I wouldn't feel indebted to someone if they helped me out. with
No.
this.
I would.
But I mean, like, I think it's in
So
my,
it's a you thing as well.
It is
Joey.
a you
It is a you
because
thing
in
as
my
well.
head, like, if I saw my neighbor struggling with something, I would just offer to help, and I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
expect anything because I assumed that they would do the same.
Right.
Like if I was struggling, they just happened to saw, they would help and help.
Yeah.
But my neighbor currently sucks at the moment. So I don't think I'd help him because he's lame.
Yeah, I've never met my neighbor.
I met my neighbor. He like doesn't say hi to me, even though I say hi to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was cooking fucking barbecue on his balcony, which I was fine with. Like if he wants to cook barbecue, but like, look, we share vents. Like the vents are all connected on our
Right,
floor.
right.
So my house started stinking of like I thought he was on fire.
Yeah.
And I thought I was worried about him. I was like, dude, are you
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck off and barbecue. And I'm like,
Okay,
dude,
so
what the
then,
fuck?
right, with a neighbor like that, if
Like
one
maybe he
day,
thought I was being nosy, but I thought my
Yeah.
house was burning down.
okay, well then let's think hypothetically. If that neighbor that you have, right,
Yeah.
that you don't have the best, you know,
Well, he's kind
relationship
of a dick.
with, yeah, if he then suddenly turned around and offered you to help with something, would you take it?
Offered to help me.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because he's a dick.
Yeah.
Because he proved that he was a dick.
It would be a green flag for me if I knew, like, before this neighbor started to like offer
Yeah.
to help me out with stuff. If they were already like in good relations with me, and they
Yeah.
actually just wanted to get to know me, then I'd be like less inclined to be like, oh, sorry, no thanks. But if it's like just straight off the bat, like before I've even known this neighbor, and they're suddenly starting to do that, then I'll be like, oh. I mean, let's get to know each other first before we do that kind of thing. You know, buy me a coffee at least, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I don't trust humans.
But I think,
Yeah, like,
I think that's what you're saying.
like,
Joey.
like,
Yeah,
I think
I'm
it's
wary.
green, but people can make it red.
Yes.
Like I think there's neighbors that can
Yes.
make it a red.
Yeah. I mean, like for me, it's more of just like, you know, especially when I'm at my house.
But if they were inserting themselves into my life constantly, I'd be like,
Yeah.
dude, you gotta fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
sounds like, where they frequently offers to help with chores, which very, very nice, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, this is for my neighbor expectations. I'm just like, let's just both
Okay,
go
look.
our day.
Yeah.
Okay, here's
You
a
know.
scenario. What if
Okay.
you're just chilling? It's like 6 p.m. You hear it on your door.
Yeah.
You go outside. It's your neighbor. He's made too many muffins. He's like, hey man, I made too many muffins. You want one? Does that be like too much? Is it like you're like, hey, what the fuck?
I've seen Higurashi, man. I don't trust that shit. There could be a needle in that bitch.
I think the thought is in the right place, but I'd be like, dude,
It's like,
I guess.
yeah, I'll be like, thanks, but no thanks.
yeah. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
sure.
I'd take it, but I'd feel guilty because I'd be like, well, I'm not gonna have this muffin. This is just empty calories. This is empty calories.
Why'd you take it?
Just because I want to be socially polite. To
But
be
you can
like,
be social.
thank you.
No, but you can be. See, in my situation, I would be like, thank you, but I'm good. You know, but like I appreciate the sentiment. I think that's
You would
fine.
deny the muffin.
This is
I would
this
deny
is
it.
like
say no to
aliens.
the muffin.
I would deny it. I would feel
crazy.
less bad. I would feel less bad saying
I
no,
would say the
thank
muffin
you,
and
than
eat it.
taking the muffin and not eating.
See, this is like the fucking night and day difference between me and Sydney as a person. Because Sydney is always that person who is just like, here, take this thing, and I'm always that person who is like, no, I'm just, let's
I
not
would
give
take the
everything
muffin.
away.
I'd eat the muffin.
You would?
Yeah, but I'd be like, man, that's kind of like, I hope he doesn't do this often.
Right.
I don't want him knocking on my door.
Do you want to be friends with your neighbor?
I would like to be on a friendly basis with my
Yeah,
neighbor. I do
yeah.
not want to be friends with my neighbor, but I would
Yeah.
like to be. Like,
See-
I don't want them to know my personal shit.
See, it's,
Yeah.
it's that like distinction that I find it like so
It's hard.
so
It's-
uncomfortable. That's
Yeah.
why I'm just like, okay, you know, I like especially in the old days, you'd be friendly with your neighbor, right?
Mm.
And especially, not growing up, but hearing stories about Sydney growing up in a small town where everyone knew each other.
Yeah.
There was like, benefits to being friendly with your neighbor because if you weren't, then people would start gossiping about you, and
Yeah.
suddenly the entire fucking neighborhood would know about all your dealings. And that just sounds like uncomfortable to me.
It's
you know?
stressful.
That sounds stressful. I would prefer, like I said, just a mutual agreement that, hey, we are neighbors. Let's be respectful for each other, but let's not encroach on each other's lives.
Yeah,
And
totally.
that is me. But also, I kind of feel like I'm an asshole for wanting to expect that because
I feel that's more common than you think, and I'm sure that's the reason why, like, not every single like apartment or house you
Yeah.
move into, you immediately like becoming best friends with your neighbor is the norm.
yeah. But here's the thing. I have a feeling my expectations might change or my mentality might change. Like,
The older you get,
not just the older I get, but if and when we actually become like house owners,
Right.
Because I think there's a mental difference to be like, oh, I am renting this apartment or I am renting this space.
so I'm here
that-
temporarily.
I'm here
yeah,
temporarily
yeah.
versus, I'm setting my roots here, my family are
Oh,
here.
totally,
So then you have
totally.
like a vested interest to be like getting on well with your
Yes,
neighbors,
yes.
which is why,
Well, none of us have like a bought house yet, so we can't
Yeah.
really like
Yeah,
speak
yeah,
on
yeah.
experience of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
but,
exactly.
yeah.
But I always thought about what was the difference between like the old mentality versus this current generation mentality. Well, the old mentality was very much, be friendly with your neighbor. And I remember hearing, I see my family, my parents being friendly with their neighbors, and I'm like, that looks exhausting.
My like classic example is like at my grandma's house, like out in the
Yeah.
like she would, because it's a tiny town, everyone in the neighborhood would just leave their doors unlocked, and randomly I would just be like at my grandma's house, like I'd be like doing something with my sister, playing a game or something, and then just like a random woman would just walk in and be like, oh, I'm from like down the road, I'm just here to borrow your grandma's saucers. And then
Yeah.
she just grabs it and just leaves. And I was just like, I would not be able to do that.
Yeah, that's a.
Could you just imagine just randomly your neighbor
Bitch, get your
walking
own
in?
social. Goodbye
Yeah.
right now.
It's like, could you just imagine your neighbor randomly walking in, just being like, oh yeah, I'm just going to grab a couple of things from your
Well,
kitchen.
that actually happened in Sydney's like little hometown.
Yeah,
I
right.
was just chilling, and everyone was out the house, either working or like on some trip, and I was in the office just working. I just hear the door open. I go out. It's just someone I've never met before in my life, and it was just their neighbor. And I just had this awkward moment to be like, am I being robbed, or are we being robbed, or do you know Sydney's family? And then they asked, oh, it was X and X here, and I was like, were you? So that is a total vibe that I'm not used to, and maybe I would be more used to in that environment. But
Yeah.
also, I kind of get what you mean with your previous statement as well, because I just realized the one neighbor that did end up, like when we moved in, was very, very nice and offered to help with chores and gave me some free like beer and stuff. That was my neighbor from hell. Because That was the neighbor. That was the neighbor from the neighbor story I talked
Yeah.
about in a very old episode.
See,
And
gaslighting you.
and,
Wait, so
and
they feel entitled because they've been nice to you.
Yeah.
It's like I've been
yeah.
nice to you this whole time. Why are you suddenly turning around and being
Yeah.
mean to me? It's like I don't want to be. In
holy
this
shit! I
situation.
just realized I just went through Joey's fear. There.
Yeah. See?
No, I think the fear is it's like a faith in humanity kind of situation. It's
Yeah.
like you need to believe that everyone has good intentions.
Yeah.
It's like,
Let me gain your trust first, and you gain my trust, and then from there, you know, as a good deed, we can start helping each other out. But right from the get go, it's us.
all right. What's next? Red flag, green flag.
A friend often makes fun of your opinions.
Okay.
So trash taste, basically.
Sure.
This podcast.
All right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I am
3,
also ready.
2, 1.
Oh, we're all green.
I actually think it would be a red flag if it was the
Did,
opposite.
yeah.
Yeah.
If your friends make fun of your opinions, you're not friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Right. I do think there is obviously a line. You know, I think if all you do as a friend is make fun of someone's opinion and that's all your relationship is,
Yeah.
then no, I think at that point you're just being a dick.
Yeah.
You know, there needs to be a give and take. But on the opposite end, if I have a friend and this makes me, I'm just realizing this makes me sound like an awful person. If all they do is just bring me just give positivity, I'm like, something's off.
Yeah.
Something's off. Something's off.
The
That means
I think that's
that's
just
like hyper positive.
that's the British and Aussies in us, where it's like, you know, it's that whole idea of like I'm making fun of you because I love you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I wouldn't be doing it otherwise.
If someone is too nice to me, that's when I'm like, you're being real.
Yeah, what are you hiding?
What are you hiding? That means we're not
Yeah.
close enough. That means we're not
Yeah.
close
You
enough.
need to have that. Like,
Yeah.
I genuinely think you need to have someone who's willing to make fun of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you know, I feel like as well, like if it starts off with like, you know, how it normally happens with like us, for example, where it's like, you know, we jab at each other's opinions, but then after the jabbing is said and done,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we start actually talking about it more in depth and, you know, providing different, angles of that same opinion, then, you know, that can lead to like a genuinely interesting and fun conversation. But like,
Yeah.
if it just ends at like, you're a fucking idiot,
Yeah.
and then nothing else, then I'd be like, well, I mean, do you want to add to that? Like, do you want to?
Life's too boring not to make fun of each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
exactly.
gotta make
You
fun
gotta,
of
you
each
gotta
other.
bust your friend's balls sometimes.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
it's
if your friend hurts your feelings making fun of it, maybe explain that to him, but
Yeah.
also make sure that, you being upset about it is in the right place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's justified.
Make sure you don't only just make fun of their
Yeah.
opinions, and make sure there's a moment where you actually like are
A
there
good,
for
a
them.
good mate would know when to make fun of your opinion when
Yeah.
not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
They'll-
it's
they'll
also
know
up
the
to,
border.
like,
Yeah.
you also are, as the person who's about to express your opinion, you are also the vibe setter. You
Yes.
can
Yeah.
also make it like, you can be like, all right, boys, I got a word to
Okay.
take you. And then you could say it, and then obviously you're saying it otherwise, like, guys, I really need your opinions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the real question though. You meet someone new. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel the vibe whether you are the first person to make fun of something they said, or do you wait for them to like give you a bit of like
Oh, no, I'll do it off rip.
give you a shot?
If someone tells me something that sounds like stupid,
Yeah.
I'll right off the
For
bat.
me, I don't give a fuck, and maybe this makes me a terrible person, but like the moment I'm like starting to get in a conversation with you, in my head it's like, okay, the firing range is open.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
time.
I also feel that like it's a good indication of if they kind of get the vibe and
Yeah.
they get the joke. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, you're a fucking moron, fucking, you should never exist. You're a
Start light
Yeah.
and then work your way up and then see where the limit is.
Yeah. Because I often feel like it's harder to feel the vibe when like if it's a British person, an Aussie person, fucking easy. You open up the conversation and within 5 minutes you can just call them a And
And be
90%
like,
of people would be like, hey, all right, we're gonna get along well with each other. With Americans, sometimes you really have to like feel the vibe of like, am I going to offend them? If
Yeah.
I'm going to say
I
something?
think it's okay too.
You think it's like
Yeah, I think it's okay
But
too.
because I think they understand that we're coming from a different background and culture anyway. So, you know, they might hear us or see us, dropping the C word on them. And, to
Yeah.
them, it's like, oh, God. But
Yeah.
maybe they'll be like, oh, yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
You know, to them it's like normal and whatever. And they're just, you know, having fun or whatever. You know, I've had that many times before where like I've dropped the C-bomb in front of an American. Some of them have just been like, hey man, you can't say that. And then other times they're just like, you Aussies are fucking crazy. You know, like, it can go either way depending on the person, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, even if this sentence was just a friend often makes fun of you, green flag. There doesn't even have to be opinions.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you're friends, you make fun of each other. That's what you do.
Yeah,
That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How else are you going to be like close?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
If I can't feel like I make fun of you, if I don't feel like I can make fun of you, then I'm just going to feel like there's a barrier between us.
Well, I think it's also an important thing to be okay with people making fun of you.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is a, you know,
Yeah,
that's
no
what
one's
it is.
perfect, and
Yeah.
you know you can use that as to your advantage in
Like,
conversation.
Whenever I like join friend groups or like for an evening or something,
Mm.
I'll always notice that like there's always like one or two people who get made fun of the most because
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
so open. They're like, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Like, and they're often like the most fun
Oh,
because
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like so willing to kind of, you know,
Totally.
be a part of the vibe.
Yeah.
There's always that one friend who like is so willing to make fun of someone but does not like being made fun of.
Oh yeah, I
And
know
hate
exactly
that.
who you're talking
I
about.
hate
Yeah.
that. So I'm like, dude, come
Everyone,
on, man.
everyone watching this right now
Come
probably just
on.
like, oh, I know that
Everyone's
guy.
got that one
I
friend.
know that
And
guy.
he's always like the most serious one.
Yeah.
And he's so like willing to like make fun of everyone, but so unwilling to let it happen to him.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
come on, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
That is a red
That
flag.
is a red flag.
That is a red flag.
That's
Yeah.
a red flag.
If this sentence was a friend often makes fun of your opinions, but you can't make fun of them, then that's the biggest fucking red flag.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be like, hey, that was not cool.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what the
When it's
fuck?
like it wasn't even that
Oh,
bad.
I don't know. It wasn't cool. The other 50 times you made fun of me?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
It's like I just said exactly the same thing you said to
Yeah,
me,
calm
and
the
now it's
fuck
not
down,
cool.
bozo. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I have some memories of like Jackbox games where it was like the same 3 people who got made fun of, and I was like, what's going on here, bro? Oh, I'm not making fun of everyone. All
All
right.
right, let's move on to the next one.
Okay. A friend likes to take charge in group settings, often deciding what the group should do or where to go.
All right,
Hmm.
all right. Let's
Okay.
okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Ready? 3,
3, 2, 1.
Dude,
Yes.
I've been spamming green. I've
Yeah.
only done green.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is green. Every friend group is very like flip floppy, and there always needs to be one person who's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Look.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's always the same person.
Yes.
Yep. But for things to happen, someone needs to take charge and decide.
In
things.
almost every friend group that I have been or am currently in, I am always the person who's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm down for anything, bro. Someone else make a decision for me.
Yeah,
And if
yeah,
it's-
Yeah, no, you are that
never-
person,
you-
Joey.
And if there is
If,
someone
if
there,
Joey didn't have this friend, Joey would
Yeah.
be a.
I would do nothing.
Joey would just be sitting in the chair being like, what the fuck am
Yeah.
I doing with my life?
Yeah, it's
What
like
am
I
what am
can
meant
I
to
can do everything, but also can do nothing.
Yeah.
So if there's someone in my friend group who's like, "Yo, what about we do this and we do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right, sick. Finally, we
I
made the
flip
decision.
flop.
Let's go."
I'm
Yeah.
sometimes you. I'm sometimes the guy who takes charge.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
same.
like always being the guy who takes charge.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you just gotta do it if you want to get something done.
Yeah, it's all about the group vibe because someone does need to take charge of the group because you can't have your whole group of friends being like, I'm down for anything. Whenever we go out with like a group of friends and there's always that conversation about like what to eat, bro, I fucking despise that conversation.
Right.
Give me someone who is
Slaughter.
like, hey, I found a place, let's go there.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than this fucking half an hour dance about what do you feel like? Oh, I don't know. This is okay. We're good. We're okay from here.
But I think the best case is what I've learned from this is the friend group where, depending on what the activity is, you know, there's always like a different spearhead.
Right.
Like someone is like, all right, this is the thing I really want to do,
Yeah.
and I'm going to take control of this,
Yeah.
and like get everyone like available, and
Yeah.
Totally.
So it kind of changes. That's the.
I think the one
Totally, Joey.
Sometimes I do.
Kidding.
Dude, whenever I do a mahjong session, I'm just starting it up. I'm like, let's go, boys.
True.
I think the one lesson I've learned from being on both sides of the friend group on this one is that you just need to not worry about making sure you do something that appeals to absolutely everyone. You know, because
Yeah, just rip it.
because I think the biggest thing to getting something and getting a setting or an activity not getting done is waiting for everyone's approval. And the right
You just got to say like, I'm doing this day.
Yeah.
Who's down?
Yeah, exactly. And you're not going to be offended if someone doesn't show up or someone it's not for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that you set a date or someone sets a date. The people in the friend group who want to do the activity, they come. And the people who don't want to go, they don't come. And no one gets offended
Yeah.
when someone drops out
Exactly.
of said activity. Because I've been in some friend groups where it's kind of like, oh, we all need to do this one thing
Yeah.
together constantly. And that was more when I was younger. But as you've grown older, you start to realize, oh, people just sometimes want to do different things.
Yeah, don't set expectations too high of
Yeah.
like who's going to show up.
So
and
yeah,
what
I
we're
really
gonna
want
do.
like I'm gonna be like I really want to go to this restaurant. I'm
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
regardless if it's me or 5 people who
Yeah.
wants
Yeah.
to join.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
good as well.
Yeah,
So
I've also-
let's see. Yeah, the tables.
I've also felt bad for some mates that I know who have tried to sort out a night out, and they've
It's like
just
herding cats.
and they've just like waited for everyone to be like, yes, okay, I'm
Yeah.
okay with doing this.
No,
And
you
they
just gotta rip it. You
Yeah,
do
yeah,
like,
and it
25th,
just never
I'm doing
happened because
this.
that one person
Yeah.
didn't reply, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no, just fucking do
Just
it.
do it.
Set a date, and people will show up, and that's the important thing.
All right, next
Alright.
question.
That was easy.
That one was easy.
All right. A colleague tends to work late and expects others to be equally committed to the job.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh man, this depends on so many things. I feel.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know, man. This is such a low. Like this question is worded in a way that I think doesn't give much wiggle room and like wants me to put red, but I feel like it's way more nuanced.
Yeah, this is also awkward. So off camera, I have my entire editing team listening to me right now, since they're here in Japan. doing-
They can't hear you.
They got AirPods in.
They got AirPods in, and I'm like, wait, what's the boss gonna say?
Okay, you know what? I'll do this just to.
The moment you pull out green, it's just like
Yeah.
sweating like.
3, 2, 1, red.
Oh.
I mean, look, this is worded in a way where yes,
Yeah.
it is red. Look,
Yeah.
nobody should like working late in general is just bad.
Yeah.
Like if if it's a 9 to 5, you should work 9 to 5.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, I believe that people should be able to choose their own working hours.
Yeah.
And the expectation should be just to get the job done.
Yeah.
Obviously,
if
that's-
they- if-
we're
if-
talking about like, you know, you can't be like, hey, I work at McDonald's. Hey, come when you feel like it. Like it's
Yeah.
like you gotta work out loud. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I think it depends on the job, but
It's
obviously,
very much so. But
But
you know,
obviously, what I think what we do, yeah, it's much more like I think all of us have the mindset of, hey, just get it done.
Yeah, as long as you get it done,
You
it
do it in
doesn't
4
matter.
hours. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah. I think the red flag in this one is expects others to be equally committed to the job.
Yeah.
You can't like, you know, I can't remember who said this, but you know, the important thing about a job is that you can force someone, you know, you can't force someone to care about a job.
No,
And that's
you
the
can't pay
biggest
someone to
thing.
care about
You,
it.
you can't always expect someone to care about the job. If they don't care about it, then maybe there's something wrong internally, or maybe
Yeah.
there's something they're unhappy with.
Does everyone have to care about it?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I don't
but
think so.
I
I don't give a
believe
fuck.
I believe that the world would be a better place if people did care and love what they do.
This is
I
literally.
mean, obviously, that's like a very utopian scenario.
No,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
it.
Unfortunately, most jobs suck.
Yeah.
Also, this is literally like every fucking Japanese like big company
Yeah.
with like, you know, the Zangyo culture and everything like
Yeah,
that, where it's like
I-
it's
but,
all
you
about
know,
this
like,
time spent.
I'm just gonna say, like, everyone's day is just you ever go to a fucking you just order a coffee and then the waiter or waitress is just so fucking positive and just has like such
Yeah,
a nice
yeah.
smile
Mm.
that your day is just automatically better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I remember going to flying to LAX for AX, right? And I fucking despise flying to LAX because one of the worst fucking airports in the world, in my opinion.
Preach.
And I remember I was waiting for the bags. It was a fucking airport. Everyone's tired. I've just gotten off an 8-hour flight. And then the announcer,
8 hours, damn.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good fucking flight.
was it 8 hours? I can't remember.
It's 10 from
Wow,
Tokyo, yeah.
Okay. I forget. I
8
just
hours,
assume-
bro.
I just
Time
assume
travel.
And then we were just all waiting, and then the guy who announced where the baggage came out from which carousel, he just like popped out into like a full song. He was definitely a fucking theater kid, but he was like, "All right, and the bags for Japan is coming out in carousel number 5," and I was just like, "Damn, you are the number one happiest person in this airport right now."
Or man,
you know
is,
what?
or man is blazed.
And you know what? That happiness is fucking contagious because
Yeah,
my
yeah,
day
yeah.
has just gotten better by that guy.
Japan would never. Japan would never.
He probably blazed that. You know that. I think
Yeah, it was
about
probably blamed.
So
I don't blame him.
He just broke out into full song. and I'm
Hell
just
yeah.
like, I'm just like, damn. All right. Just seeing someone,
Yeah.
even in a job like this, having a good time, trying to make a good time.
The
out of it.
European side of me also is like agrees so heavily with the no work should be done on the weekend.
Mm.
But then there've been some times on like Friday evening where I absolutely just need like one confirmation or email, it's gonna fuck everything up so much if I don't get it, and I don't hit back till like fucking
Monday.
Tuesday
Yeah.
because we have time lag,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, fuck. God damn it, you Europeans! Fucking reply! I need one email! One email and I'm getting fucked! So, you know, there's sides.
Yeah.
Sides.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't think that, the massive red flag there is the equally committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't expect everyone to be equally committed to
100%.
the job,
Yeah.
especially if you're a boss. In
Yeah.
that sense, because then it's your job to motivate the team and get them to care.
Yeah.
Because you can't expect everyone to do that without some kind of leadership.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right.
All right. Let's go to the next one.
A friend often offers advice, believing they are helping you with your problems.
God. It's hard.
Okay, I'm going to think about this.
Okay, I've got mine.
All right.
Alrighty, 3, 2, 1. Oh
Great.
wow. Okay.
Wow, the entire spectrum.
Bro,
Man,
spelling beige, huh?
Man.
Well,
Huh?
because
No,
sometimes it's
look,
like
I agree.
yeah, sometimes it's like okay, you might be in
I
a
just
certain
want to take a stance.
You know, okay, sure. Because like for me it was tough, right? Because it's like at first I thought maybe it was red because it's like it's literally the who asked me. But also sometimes a friend will give you a piece of advice or say a particular thing that will maybe make you realize that you had a problem that maybe you weren't aware of, or maybe wasn't as taken as seriously, and it kind of opens you up to like, oh yeah, I never really kind of thought about this thing like that, and
Yeah.
now it's possibly helped me with this particular problem that I might not even know I had. So that's why it's beige for me. But a lot of the times I'm also just like, thanks for your advice, bro, but like that's not what I need to hear right now, or
Yeah,
like I'm not asking for it, or
Often, I think guy friends, especially, are very bad at just understanding that more often than not, people just they don't when they're like complaining about something or talking about something, they don't want to just hear they don't want to hear the solution.
yeah,
Yeah.
They want you to just listen.
just listen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just listen.
Yeah.
And like take in and just like kind of be there. Because a lot of people just want to complain sometimes.
Yeah.
They want to be heard. And I think obviously in that scenario, just blind spamming opinions and advice doesn't really help that situation.
Yeah.
But I would like to think that in a case where you are good friends, a good friend would know when to give advice.
yeah.
Yeah.
And would only give it earnestly. in
I'll
a
tell
sense.
you the one word that maybe changes from a green flag to a red flag.
Believing
It's the word often.
often.
Yeah, because like okay, like
True, that's fair.
yeah, because I've known some people that this is only going off my own personal experience. I've known some people that
Yeah.
just seem to love inserting themselves
sure.
into like other people.
Yeah, when I had that, this is what I did. It's like,
Yeah. They kind of like love inserting themselves into other people's problems or
Yeah.
other people's lives, thinking, okay, I can fix this, or sometimes they create a problem themselves because they think there's a problem there, and they kind of like, okay, there's a problem that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And I believe like a lot of times there are, I believe if you want to get involved, there must be like something that is clearly wrong that needs to be addressed for
Yes.
one. If you want to like really think, you come to me and be like, hey, are you doing okay? Do you need help? I can clearly see something wrong. But if it happens too often, then sometimes I think, okay, sometimes, just let people be. Sometimes there's not always a problem with the mate, or not always a problem with the people around you that needs to be fixed. In fact, I think just thinking about this needs to be fixed or that needs to be fixed might just be like a little bit of a toxic mentality.
Yeah,
to
no,
begin
everything
with.
needs to be fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
I think kind of going off of what Connor said as well. It's like I think if like you just want to like vent to someone,
Yeah.
then I don't think it's the right place, or sometimes it's not the right place to just offer advice, because maybe that's not what they're seeking. But if, for example, I'm like, if I'm like specifically asking for advice, like, hey, here's this
I'll say,
problem
what
I
do you
have.
think? Yeah.
What do you think? Or like,
Yeah.
can you give me advice? Then okay, yeah, sure. Them offering the advice, whether it helps or not, is very much welcomed. But if
I've also had times where I'm like, look, I'll preface before I even start talking about it. Look, I just want to complain about this. I do
Yeah.
not want to hear solutions.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
because I know that like it's not always fair to expect people to pick up on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
It is, and I think, honestly, it's understanding your mate is
yeah.
an important thing. Understanding your friend is important. The thing about when to actually come and offer advice, or when they just want to vent or be left alone. Sometimes you just gotta read the room, and sometimes you just gotta.
I think the worst thing you can do is be that guy who's like, well, here's what I would do, or like, when this happened to me, this is what I did. So
Yeah.
you're immediately taking like a personal problem of someone else's and making it about you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like often not helpful,
Yeah.
and people often think it is.
Yeah.
Well, like that's the default for a lot of people, I think. So I think it's very important to just hear your friend out. Don't insert yourself. Just
Yeah.
listen. If they ask any questions, answer them.
Give them an ear and a shoulder, and that's it.
Yeah.
But hey, always be willing to give advice.
What about the opposite of this?
Don't even know, fucker.
No,
Yeah, I mean, that sucks.
having a friend that often asks for advice, like constantly.
That's fine.
Is that red flag or green flag?
How often is often?
Listen, if you had a friend, if I was your friend, God, shit, I got a lot of wisdom to give. You wouldn't be asking for a lot of advice.
Oh, great wise Connor!
Oh, great
Lend
wise
me your
Connor.
advice.
I mean, look, that's.
How do I get
look,
better at gaming, Connor?
I mean,
Please.
okay, well, I
I'm trying
actually
to
ask people
I'm
that.
trying to get a diamond in League of Legends.
I mean, you have a friend, I mean, look, you can't help but ask for advice. It is what you know how they say we charge $1 million at dinner with Colin.
All right.
Let's go to the next one.
Next one.
A friend is very open about their feelings and expects the same level of openness from you.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? 3,
Three,
2,
two,
1.
Green.
Green.
Continuing my
Alright.
streak of only green. I've literally only done green this episode. We all agree on this.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
agree.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it makes sense. Like if a friend is being very vulnerable to you and very open to you, and if they don't get that back from you, then they might be like, well, am I too open? Am I sharing too much? Do I not have the trust of this person? It'll give you all sorts of different worries as a friend.
Yeah.
And so I think in order to give them the same amount of respect that the friend is giving to you, I think it makes sense to at least try to convey that same level of openness back to the friend.
I think there are a few caveats that could trip this up. First of all, the word very.
Yeah.
Right.
What does that mean? Very
Yeah.
open could mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. Obviously, a friend. I mean, like fucking Shakespeare. What is a friend?
Yeah, how deep of a friend?
Yeah,
What
like-
is a friend?
Like, at what point? Because I would say there's a level where it is appropriate, and even just like a new friend, I would not think this is like appropriate yet. Like, I think it just takes a little while to get
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
But obviously, later on, when you're very good friends with someone, I would expect this to.
What
be
do you mean
like,
by a new friend?
Like maybe you're just hanging out with someone. You've hung out with them like 5 or 6 times. You have a great vibe.
Yeah.
Like, at what point do you start spilling Like, you know, if there's deep
Start getting
conversations,
deep,
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sometimes it's secondary to
It can be, yeah, it can be. I don't know.
Depends on the friend.
Sometimes if you like vibe with someone, you're like, sometimes you just get the feeling that I'm like, I feel like I can trust you with this piece of information.
Yeah.
For sure. I've had that, but I've also had other times where I feel like someone has shared with me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I just don't feel like it's the vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable
well,
telling
I've had people share when it's just like not even a one-on-one thing as well.
in
That's
groups.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a
a
tough
different problem.
that is when I'm like, okay, you're being too open right now with this
Yeah.
piece of information because
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell anyone, but the fact that you're just telling this big open group in a big discussion.
This goes
right
back
now,
to the fucking coworker one.
Yeah.
Also, interestingly, there are like people who I've met who like maybe I've been friends with them for less time,
Yeah.
but because of the way their personality is, I feel like they're maybe more capable at dealing with that, or
Yeah.
maybe more competent or good at dealing with open conversations.
Yeah.
Maybe I've had some friends I've had for a very long time that I'm like, they're just very bad at like talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we all have that.
Like
kind
it
of
never
thing.
comes up in conversation.
Yeah, like there is no like X amount of time where like you are now worthy of an open conversation about
Yeah,
feelings.
Yeah.
It's just different. Like I'm sure we all have that one friend who we know very well, but we wouldn't go to them if we were upset about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're just like they're just not that guy.
Yeah. Everyone has a different vibe.
Right.
And everyone has a different type of friendship with, different kind of like relationship with
Yeah.
a lot of different people.
Yeah, there's friends who I would consider very close,
Yeah.
but I would be a very tough time having a very open conversation about certain things with them.
There are some people that I would say I'm very close with, but I also would not, not that I wouldn't trust them with it, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't,
Wouldn't be
if I was like asking for like advice or something, I wouldn't think that they were like the right person to go
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Totally.
A lot of British people.
This is like British people level impossible. It's
There,
Open with your
I will
feelings.
admit, I know a lot of British people that like. There's some that are definitely like super open, but there are a lot that I feel like have never really had that friendship with someone where like
yeah.
they've had to like be open, but now like
Maybe they've never been as open.
yeah, and then like we're nearly 30, and I'm like, man, I feel like it's not my obligation to like
Yeah.
teach you how to do this.
Do you ever have that like?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have that one person that you've known for like fucking decades, and you're like,
I've never had a deep conversation with them.
yeah, I'm like, I don't
sorry.
actually
yeah.
know
much. Yeah, I don't know
much about you
I don't know shit.
inside.
No, yeah.
Like you have that relationship where you're like, damn, all right, this person brings the vibe, always great to hang out with. Know absolutely nothing about him as a person.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to have that, but I also think that there's like it's nice to have that give and take sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
But I'm glad we
Yeah.
really share our feelings here.
Yeah, we're a little too open here on Trash Take.
We are very
I know I realized I was a complete fucking hypocrite when I'm just like, oh, don't share your feelings to such an open group, and here we are sharing it to the fucking
The world. Too many
That's
times.
our job.
Too many times I've seen in the comments where people are just like, they should have shared that. It's like, we didn't need to know that, bro.
Oh, you guys should see what we share off camera.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's a level deeper than what we talk about.
I think we have like a level of openness that is way more than most people, just
Yeah.
because our job has forced us to be so.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well, I think-
in my private life, I take that as well, right? I
Yeah.
try to go into it with a very.
But I also think I've had to deprogram my British mind in a lot of ways, because especially growing up, I'm moving out of England. I realized, oh my god, people just do not like talking about their feelings in England.
But that's why I feel like I have more American friends now. Like I feel more like America mindset than British at times. Because I'm like, man, no one wants to
He's been
fucking.
American. He's been
like,
American for
I
it.
just like there are a lot of things that I love about the British personality.
Yeah.
But having a deep conversation is not one of them.
Yeah.
It is often a painful and like pulling teeth kind of conversation.
I don't think
Not
that.
always.
Not
but,
all of
but
us,
like, I'll meet an American and then we'll be 2 conversations in, and then it'll be like fucking open book, and I'm like, god damn, that's kind of respect the level of trust that Americans give to people.
I still can't match myself to like the tempo of like the American openness.
me neither.
It's still
I
like
love it,
it's
man.
still
I
like
love
too
it.
fast for me.
I love it.
I'm like,
I'm a convert.
Yeah.
I'm down with the idea, but just like, can we take it a little bit slower? You know,
Yeah.
I just met you, let me get to know you a little bit more, then I'm totally fine.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
I love
on
it.
like, you
I
know,
love it.
sentence number
I'm
3,
American
like I can't. I
American
can't do
cult.
that. Yeah, you'd be an American.
I am American cult, bro. I love Americans. They're great.
Alright. You hear that, Americans?
I love Americans, bro. I think they're fucking cool.
Alright.
All right.
Next.
Next question.
A friend enjoys playful teasing and jokes, sometimes at your expense. What the fuck is this image?
Well, we kind of covered this.
Yeah.
We covered this. We said that. You
is
know,
this how you feel on the inside?
Always.
Yeah, we literally like called this out. We
Yeah.
got to be that one. You've got to be able to like. Yeah, you should. A friend enjoys, but he should be able to enjoy it back too.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. This is a green flag as long as the friend who does this can handle being
Yeah.
teased himself.
And as long as it stays playful, I feel. You know,
What's the line?
the line is, you know, when you start to say something like really like, you know, maybe something that digs into a person's like personal trauma or like, you know, like where
Nah, because I think that's funny though.
see,
Nah, because there's nothing better than like when your friend, he's got like a really fucking traumatic thing, and you're all able to joke about it.
well, see, again, it depends on the person, right? Because it's like, you know,
Nah, I think
you
that's
can,
good vibes.
you can have some, no, like,
Nah.
I've had some people where it's like, you know, like you be playing COD and it's like, oh, fuck, I died. And some people like, just like your dad, you know, it's like something like that, right? And they can laugh about it. And then there's some people who are just like, nah, don't joke about that, man. You know?
Yeah.
It depends.
Well, actually, but then I've seen times where people have had that exact scenario where it's
Yeah.
like someone has like literally a friend of their dad,
Yeah.
and like we had I was a third wheel in this friend group, so I was just monitoring. And one of the guy misjudged that he thought he was closer than he was to the
Right.
group, made the joke, and it got really awkward fast.
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, "Don't fucking joke about my dad."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
but
it
also,
happens.
I think being able to joke about everything with your friends is great. I think it's also a great way to like just cope.
I mean, I think I think.
But
at the end of the day,
the person who has that, sorry to interrupt, the
Yeah.
person who like let's say, again, example, you did dad down. The friend has to the person who has it has to be like, look, it is cool to joke about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna joke about it. You don't joke about it.
And if it's not cool to joke about it, then, you know, just like let that friend know to be like, hey, you know, this is something that's like I'm still grieving about, I'm still taking very seriously. So if you can, try to avoid it. And if they're a good friend, then they'll reciprocate it. They'll be like, all right, I appreciate you telling me. I won't make jokes like that. So it's like, it completely depends on where the level of playful is in that friend group. You know, it's
Yeah.
like something that is playful to one
We
person.
should just change it. Is it cool to joke about your friend's dead dad?
Yeah.
We should.
I don't know, bro. My dad's still alive. All right. Let's go next one then.
next one.
A colleague often challenges the status quo and suggests new ways of doing things, even if it disrupts routines.
Cool. Okay. Neat. This is like, do you like Japan or America?
Tolerance challenges the status quo.
Okay. All right, Joey, rip it.
Guess I'll do this.
3, 2, 1. Continue my streak of green.
Green, baby.
Too easy.
See,
Yeah.
I was like, how often is often?
Yeah, but I think look, if somebody cares enough about the system to want to change it, then clearly they're more invested than someone who's like, I'm clocking in.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I think ultimately, anyone who cares enough to want to change things is ultimately someone you want to keep around.
I'd rather have someone like this on the team rather
Yeah.
than
100%.
someone who, doesn't,
Just
doesn't.
follows orders.
Now,
No,
obviously-
not just follow his orders. This quality shows that number one, they're invested. Number two, they try to think for themselves and try to do something that they think is better for everyone. And I'd rather someone who is invested and tries to find new ways to do things,
Yeah.
rather than someone who, doesn't think about that at all. And
Now, if we were a Japanese language podcast, we'd be like, wow, this is bad.
The
Yeah,
devil
don't-
himself.
Don't want this
Yeah.
guy around.
yeah.
We have a good system going on here. We do not want things shaken up.
Everything's fine, guys. Trust us.
Our economy's doing just fine.
Yeah, we're doing
Okay.
fine.
We do not need things changed around here. All right, cool. That's easy. All right, next up.
All right, next one. A friend is always positive and optimistic, even when you're trying to discuss serious or difficult topics.
Okay, sure. Okay. I'll just say this, and we'll discuss. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, red.
Red.
I said green.
Green.
Sometimes you just gotta be fucking pissed off about something.
Yeah, but
I don't always need positivity and optimism. Sometimes I need to be pissed off with it. You know what I mean?
it's so British.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I think not every conversation needs unrelenting positivity and optimism.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it just needs some skepticism. It needs some fucking cynicism. It needs some fucking pessimism. Like, I think not every topic calls for this. And knowing when to give what is, I think, important.
He says being the friend with the Americans.
No, I don't think Americans are always positive.
I don't know.
I think Americans in the past 5 years have become a lot more cynical and jaded.
Actually, I think American cynicism is just like so much more loaded. You know what I mean?
it is, yeah.
It's whenever Americans get like pessimistic about something, it's like holy shit, this is
Yeah.
like heavy. But when sometimes British people just like moan.
Yeah.
I don't even see it as negativity. That's why I saw this. And when you talk about moaning and shit, my brain does not even register that as negativity.
Moaning is a neutral emotion.
Yeah, that is. It is. Is moaning not a neutral?
I just
not a neutral stance. You know.
I just don't think being always positive and optimistic is great. Like, I think it's just not helpful. Because you're a fucking Disney character at that point. I don't want a Disney character for a friend.
Well, it
I
depends
want a
how.
real human fucking
That's the
being.
thing. It depends
Yeah.
how positive and optimistic it is. If it's
Always, they're always Joe.
Yeah, but like I think it depends on the level, right? Because like if you're like hyper positive and hyper optimistic to the point where it just becomes unrealistic while listening to it, then yeah, that's something that you don't really need. It's like miss me with that shit. But like if they're positive and optimistic in the face of putting everything into context and just having an optimistic mindset about it, then I don't think it hurts.
As someone who's trying to be more positive and optimistic to the people around me, I think it can be. I think we could use more positive and
Yeah, we
optimistic.
can.
Yeah.
Because
But
sometimes,
always?
yeah.
always.
I mean, sometimes you get in the
Always, yeah.
friend group where it's just like, damn, this just feels very negative.
Yeah.
to hang around this.
Sure.
Sometimes you need that one. Maybe not everyone, but sometimes you just need that one person in the friend group who is always positive and optimistic, just to balance it out.
I think it helps more than
Yeah.
it hurts in most situations.
I honestly think I couldn't be friends with only positive, optimistic
No.
people. But if I have that one friend who is just brings that positive vibe and optimistic vibe, sometimes you just need that. And
Yeah.
sometimes, they're just such a
Yeah,
breath of
everyone
fresh
could be
air.
like moaning about something,
Yeah.
and then you just have one friend who's like, "Dude, don't worry, man. It's all good.
Yeah,
Don't worry."
it's like
Then I'd be like, "Yeah, you know what?
it's like I can moan as much as I like, and it's just good knowing that whenever I'm with Pete, he can be like,
Yeah,
hey man,
he picks me up.
Yeah, he picks me up with him.
I
you know?
can't be sad around."
Yeah,
people, you know, like,
exactly.
That's that one friend.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I appreciate that, and I like the fact again as well is that it's not that unrealistic hyper optimism or hyper positivity where it's like where it just becomes at that point annoying. Where it's like it's a realistic positive mindset, a realistic optimistic mindset. I think.
Yeah.
Having even just one person, as Gon said, in the friend group. If everyone's like that, then yeah, it can be a bit tougher. But
Yeah.
it's about a balance.
I think there's a difference between being always positive and optimistic and being overly positive and optimistic
Yes.
or hyper positive and
Yes.
optimistic. Because I don't think it's a negative trait to try to see the good in people or try
Yeah.
to see the optimistic side of things. And I think some friend groups might need that. And might need that ray of sunshine.
Absolutely.
Just to bring people up. So yeah. Green flag. Green flag, motherfucker.
You don't want that.
No.
You gotta stop hanging out with Americans.
I need some, you need some negativity sometimes in life.
You can take the British boy to America. But you can't take the Briton out of him.
That's what it is. What do you mean to what's next?
Let's go next. Okay, a friend frequently invites you to events or activities that align with their interests, but not necessarily yours.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Green.
Green.
Green. That is a good
Why are
friend.
we all good adults?
Huh?
Why are we all good adults?
I
who
don't
agree?
know.
So it's not your friend's job to make sure your interests are taken care of.
Yeah.
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 If
Exactly.
you want to do something that aligns with your interests that brings your friends, you arrange it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's a
pretty
great. Also, it's a great way to maybe open up to new interests that you might have had, and that's
Yeah.
another great way to bond with your friend.
I'm not expecting Joey to hit me up about doing an 80K cycle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No.
Like, I might ask Joey if he's down, and I won't be surprised if he says no.
Yeah.
But like that's not my job to make sure that Joey gets to do what Joey wants.
Exactly.
Also, sometimes maybe I just wake up on the day and I'm like, yeah, I want to do an 80k cycle. Connor caught me on the right day, and
Yeah.
then turns out that we just go through torrential rain, and it was I'm gonna call it character building.
Character building.
It was character building.
No regrets.
But like, catch me 2 years ago, I probably would have said no. And sometimes you don't know unless you just try. You know?
I feel like if you heard this and you were like offended or you felt like that's a red flag, I feel like you need to reevaluate how
Yeah.
you view friendship.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's not up to your friend to make sure you're doing activities that you all like. Now, obviously,
Yeah.
like if he's, I don't know. There might be scenarios where I could see where you might feel this way, but I think generally speaking, if you want to do something that aligns with your interests, it's up to you to bring it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel
And now, if your friend is always shooting it down, saying it's dumb, yada yada yada, but
Yeah.
always is like, no, you gotta do my thing, then that's a different.
I was about to say, if the
Yeah.
mutual respect is there, then that's the best case scenario. But if it's not there, then yeah, that's something you got to reevaluate.
But also, like, I don't get offended if I'm like, hey, Joe, you want to do this thing? And Joe's like, no. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
cool,
likewise.
whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I would do not get offended by that.
Totally.
It's just, grow up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just be comfortable in yourself
Yeah.
and what you're doing.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
what you like and be open to other people's interests. That's all it is at the end of the day. All right.
Yeah.
All agree
Alright.
with that one. Next
Yeah,
one,
easy.
easy. All right. A friend is very competitive and likes to turn almost everything into a friendly competition.
Oh, why didn't you call out Connor?
All right. So
Right.
is
What
Connor,
the fuck?
a green or a red flag?
Dude.
Very competitive and likes to turn almost everything into a friendly competition.
All right.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Green.
Beige.
Red. It's a green.
I'm just gonna call it out, bro. Don't you fucking beige flag, Joey?
Yeah.
Beige
Yeah.
fucking flag. You're
Look,
such a
look,
liar, Joey.
Look.
No, no, no,
No,
no,
no, no, no. You are not surprising. I'm gonna call Joey out.
Why?
Tell me tell me honestly, if you would, like, if it weren't for like trash taste
Yeah.
specials or all that shit,
Yeah.
would you actually be competing with him
In what?
in like anything? Anytime you do an
would, he would.
activity?
Yeah, I have in the past with him.
No way.
There's nothing. Why?
I
No
literally
way.
started this dude's friendship by playing like a call game, but then he was like, "No, it's whoever has the most points." I'm like, that's my whole relationship with this dude.
Dude,
So-
I feel like. Okay, well, I'll let you keep talking.
Okay, well, okay. I said beige
Yeah.
because sometimes it can be like, bro, it ain't that deep. Like, it's not like, can we just like have fun with it? But then sometimes I've been in situations like with people like Connor, with other people that I know, where it actually hypes it up, and I actually get more invested and more interested in it. And overall, regardless of if I win or lose, it's made for a better experience. So it's like, if it's someone who's like constantly making everything competitive and every single thing needs to be competitive,
That's what it says.
I mean,
It's
listen, all my argument
I'm
is
gonna change
that
to red real quick.
the world would be a very boring place without people like me
I'm
to
gonna
make
change-
things competitive.
Alright.
Yes, it would.
I
Ignore
like
everything I just said.
I like competition, but I think what makes competition fun is when people consent to being.
No, I would never like compete in a one-way fucking competition. My provocative is that I need to get you involved. So I'm gonna like.
But what if
go
we're
to-
involved without the competition?
What do you mean?
Like if we're already involved
Give me an
with
example.
whatever
Give
it
me
is
an
that we're doing.
We're just chilling with Mariko.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll be like, yo, $10 right now. Dude,
No.
yes, because we get so
No.
much more invested.
But what if I'm already invested with the base
No,
game?
you're not
yeah.
invested.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're
I
not.
love Mario Kart.
No, you're not. There needs to be stakes.
No, that doesn't.
That
That
needs
does
to be
not need to be.
stakes.
That doesn't always need to be stakes.
That's the YouTuber brain. Bro.
Yeah.
That is. It's literally like, oh, if there isn't a bots game, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
That's what makes things so fun.
No, I get it.
No,
But
it's not.
No, I
Sometimes-
get it sometimes, but not all the time.
Sometimes the fun is just
But like you
communally enjoying
look,
the activity together.
There are
It's about having fun with your friends together.
Yes, and what's more fun than actually all of us being in the same level of commitment?
Okay, let's think of it this way. then.
Because my problem is I'm always too committed to stuff, and people aren't as committed.
Okay,
That's fine.
No.
As long
That's
as people,
fine.
as long as your mates have a good time, that's all.
Okay,
That's
think of
fucking
it this way.
important.
Think of it this way, right? You're at a pub with a mate, and you're just going to get some drinks, right?
Mhm.
You both each order a pint of whatever, and then your friend goes, "All right, let's see who can down it the fastest."
No, that's stupid.
Well, that's that.
No.
Yeah, that's a competition. Or
Friends
it's
very
like,
much
let's give each other an hour and see who can.
No,
drink
because
the most.
that's like making it a fucking thin air. Like there was no competition like aspect of it there to begin with.
But that's what I'm saying.
No, because I don't feel like
Not every
Okay,
Mario
no.
Kart thing needs to have a competition.
I know what the vibe Connor's going for. Whereas, like, okay, if you take part in an activity, that's
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
okay,
if there is a-
active activity
look,
that
I'm not gonna be like, all right, who can pass the driving test quickest? It's like, no, that's stupid. Like, but it like, yeah, like you mentioned, like if
Right.
we're doing a, I don't know, like we're doing a fucking bungee jump, I'd be like, let's see who can do the most flips.
yeah, yeah. And sometimes I'm like, yo, I just wanna
wanna
enjoy
bungee
this.
jump.
I just wanna no pressure
Ah.
enjoy this activity.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just like, sometimes you.
But I won't commit to the competition unless you're down. That's the thing, like, because there is no competition if you're not competing.
Right, that's the whole point.
Yeah, but so I'll be like, yo, you want to do it?
the whole point is that would you enjoy it if we were just not committing
Oh,
to
fuck
any
no, fuck
competition?
no, no.
Exactly.
But imagine how much more fun we'd have as Mario Kart if we were all very invested.
Yeah, but I think there's a time and a place for that.
Nah.
Sometimes
'Cause I'm just not invested.
That's why I originally said beige, because I'm like, sometimes I'm down
Yeah,
for
you
it
need it,
totally,
you need
but
it,
then
you need
sometimes
it.
I'm just like, I want to just chill.
Nah, you need it. You do need it. The world would be way boring without people like me, I think. There would be less stakes to the world.
There'll be less stakes. And,
Everyone would be like fucking happy. And
Yeah, the
fun.
world would be peaceful.
yeah, everyone would be happy. Like
You
you
need
like
this.
you said,
you need
Connor.
without people like me making shit into competitions. We just boring life that we have. Boring life we have.
Oh my
Look,
god.
sometimes it's completely okay just to enjoy an activity with zero stakes.
No, people like me are why we
Zero
have like
stakes.
extreme ironing. 'Cause someone's always like, what if we compete? Like you just need that. That's what makes life fun.
You know, not everything needs to be ranked. Sometimes we can
No,
have
I'm not
casual.
saying ranked, but like
Sometimes
yeah.
that's what you're saying. You can turn every activity into a
Yeah.
ranked activity.
You know PvE exists, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
doesn't
I'm sorry,
always
we
have to
should-
be PvP.
We should all just play sports and not care who wins, Gant. All right? What do you want? From me, huh?
No. I'm saying this is making.
When you play
it-
Mahjong, wouldn't you be pissed off if like the people you invite aren't invested?
No, that's different because that already you're doing that particular activity because it is a competition. I'm talking about something that doesn't necessarily need to be a competition for it to be established, but then gets turned into a competition unnecessarily.
I love that game.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you fucking
I
do.
love it. You know what I did the other day in America, which I missed so sorely? Pop quiz.
Oh.
Did a pop quiz in America, the British
Yeah.
pop.
Oh yeah.
It was so fun. And I was
No,
like,
I'm
God
down
damn,
for
I
that.
miss pop
Yeah,
quizzes.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that because that is a competition.
But I'm
Yeah.
always like, I hate those people who like if they can't answer like 3 questions, they check out. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, that's a different.
We came here for the fucking. We knew what we were getting into.
Yeah.
You can't just fucking quit.
That's a different problem.
Yeah.
I love competition, and we need competition for life to be fun.
Point is, not everything needs to be a competition.
Everything- yeah, not everything
Not
needs to be-
everything needs to be
everything
a
needs to be
competition. And you know, if I wasn't a content creator, I would be happy just chilling and not actually.
You'll be
Actually,
right
you
for a
know what? You know what? Every time I've played a game and I've hit that ranked button, it always gets to a point where I think it negatively affects my life. And I can't think of a
You
game.
don't have the commitment.
I can't think of a game where you reach a point after getting to the rank ladder that it hasn't negatively affected my life at rank
Just
one.
because we're stressful.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying,
it's
right?
like, I don't
That's
want
what I'm
that.
saying. I'm just saying my life has been happier
I just,
when I just hit that casual play.
You know what?
When you just hit
Sometimes,
that
Dude,
casual
you
play
know
for
what?
fun.
I just want to exist. You
Yeah.
know, like
But
Yeah.
like, you gotta have those moments in life where you care about something.
no, I do, but not all the time.
You guys don't do it enough.
That's just
You
tiring.
guys don't do it enough. You gotta have something you care about so much. It hurts when you don't get it. That's what it. That's what it's to be alive. Yes. Yes.
You fucking adrenaline. You're just like an
You
adrenaline
need
junkie,
that.
just with competition, man.
Competition
Just
is
with competition.
dude. I mean, like
You know?
to care about stuff is to be alive. I think when you're not invested and you're doing things just for fun,
I think it's.
you're not doing it. You're not living.
I think it's learning how to be invested without mistakes is
Yeah.
the best part.
I agree.
That's the real lesson.
It's
in life
called
that you can take.
contentment.
Well, no, there's no. I can easily be invested without stakes, like ranked. I don't give a fuck if I lose it, but like in the
That's
long
great,
run.
isn't it?
But
It's
I
great,
but I
yeah.
get invested because I want to win.
You can still be invested in casual games.
Yeah.
What is stopping you from being invested in casual games, Tom?
I play casual games.
Yeah,
I play a lot of casual games.
Yeah.
So I get invested. Because the competition, I make competition myself. Because people can't keep up with it.
But you don't feel that same satisfaction, do you, Colin? Huh? Do you?
No, I do.
You do?
I do. I love playing single player games.
Okay.
But look, sometimes you need a healthy dose of competition in life. You
No,
know?
of course, but just not everything.
Uh,
Not everything needs
I
to be.
think
a
most things can
competition.
be improved with competition.
I think some things can be improved.
Some
with
things,
competition.
yes.
Most things. All right, next
All
one.
right, Next one.
All right, a player regularly quits games early if
This
things
is
aren't
red
going
flag.
well.
This is red flag.
Easy.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Skip that. All right, a brand uses humor and memes in its marketing campaigns to connect with younger audiences. Connect with audiences. All right, already 3, 2, 1.
My first one.
Page.
Graham,
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's like.
let me tell you
that is
why.
cringe as
Let me
fuck.
tell you why it's Graham. Because it's so fucking funny when they fuck up and they misread the room. I think it's so funny because either they get it right and it's kind of cool, or they get it so badly wrong that it's so funny. So either way, it's a win-win.
Game's a game. Game's a game.
Game's a game.
Game's a game, and companies got to play it. I think the real red flag is any audience who actually gets tricked into thinking companies actually care about whatever they post about.
Right.
It's all
About the memes.
it's all PR. Let's be honest here. We all know that it's PR. Companies don't really care about your feelings,
But, I mean, it works.
but it works. But it works.
That's
Which is
All advertising works.
yeah, which is why you can be like, oh, they're just faking this just to connect with the younger audience. Well, yeah, they are.
Sorry to tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah, they are.
I've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is just life. You know,
Yeah.
this is just life.
Sometimes they just nail it and everyone remembers it
Yeah.
and it's great and it leaves a positive impact. And then sometimes, as Connor said, it ends up on fail compilations. You know?
Yeah,
So
Either way, I think it's better.
it's better.
I like it. I think it's funny.
But then there are just some actual piss poor attempts where it's not even funny.
Well, it's just like,
You know what I mean? Where it's like you can't even make a meme out of it.
yeah, but what about when what was it, fucking the Journos? There was a hashtag about talking about domestic abuse, and they thought,
I don't know this one.
it was some hashtag to spread awareness about domestic abuse, and DiGiorno's just took it literally because it was something like I should have known. Something. What can you Google this?
Right.
DiGiorno's domestic abuse. What the thing was?
What a thing to search
No,
on.
it's funny. DiGiorno.
DiGiorno's domestic abuse.
G
Spell.
G-I. Oh,
Oh, come on, Kai. You haven't fucking watched JoJo?
domestic abuse.
DiGiorno.
Yeah, why
Why
I
I
stayed.
stayed.
Yeah, why I stayed was trending. Is and people were people were talking about
That's terrible.
the abuse stories and why I
Yeah.
stayed, and
Yeah.
DiGiorno's completely
Oh,
out of touch.
no.
Did you had pizza?
Oh no.
And this kind of stuff I think is just so fucking funny to me.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Because it's just some guy thought he understood the trend and did just absolutely backfired. And it led to
Yeah.
such a more funny moment.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think the problem with companies using memes is that you there's always that company that figures it out the first, and then everyone does it. And that's
Oh,
when-
fucking Wendy's.
yeah,
God.
fucking Wendy's.
Oh my god. Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
they just take it too far.
Yeah, but
It's
Wendy's is cringe now.
Yeah, I know.
If a company did that,
Yeah.
it'd be cringe.
It's like the cringe cycle. You have a banger tweet, and then everyone copies that tweet, and then it's very quickly becomes cringe.
Yeah.
So yeah, beige flag for me.
Yep. Same.
Sure.
All right.
All right, next. A school enforces a strict code of conduct with clear rules and consequences for infractions. Example, school uniforms. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Green.
said
Red
red.
flag, you motherfucker.
Why red?
Why?
I went to school with very strict codes of conduct, and
Uh-huh.
I fucking hate it.
Why'd you hate it?
because it's like so limiting. Okay, so my school
Limiting?
very limiting.
What are you trying to be like fucking Mugatu at school?
Yeah, yeah,
No, just like there was like, well, obviously we had like the school uniform and everything like that, but
Yeah.
it extended to like you're not allowed to have a beard, you're not allowed to dye your hair, you're not allowed to have your hair over your fucking
allowed to have a beard?
eyes. You weren't allowed to have a beard. You had to show.
How
How would kids grow a beard?
how the fuck is
Oh, there was there were some 16-year-olds who had beards. Wow, this is in my high school.
Yeah.
You know, you had to wear, your blazer during certain months of the year, and like you had to, fucking like, for example, like with my hair, for instance, right? Like you couldn't have your hair touching your collar. You couldn't have your hair over your ears. You couldn't have your hair over your eyes. And it's like, well, what if I just want to like fucking grow it out because I want to? You know, especially someone like me who doesn't really, didn't really have short hair or anything. It's just like, is me having my hair over my eyes really going to affect how I'm going to learn at this school? Not really. It's kind of unnecessary.
I mean,
And
they're definitely on like the stricter side.
yes,
Yeah.
I was definitely on the stricter side. So from experience, I hated this.
Yeah, well,
Um,
you hated
and-
it, Joey, but maybe it's a necessary.
Yeah.
Tiger parent moment, Asian parent. You know what? The older I grow up, the more I realize, you know what? Maybe kids do need rules and strict codes of conduct.
No.
Because if they can't follow those strict codes of conduct when they're kids, how can you be sure they follow the laws of society when they grow up, Joey? If they can't follow these baby rules,
Listen,
Because-
we all have that one friend who needed way more discipline.
yeah,
Needed way more like
No, because then
parent intervention.
No,
Yeah.
totally. I get that. So I think a certain level of code of conduct is important in any situation. But if you make it too strict, then what happens is that some
Okay.
people I know especially, go out of high school, they graduate from high school, and then they go, well, I couldn't do any of this shit while I was in school, so
Wear the same white shirt with grey pants.
oh yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I didn't have
It was
to think.
great. I didn't have to fucking think about it. Yeah,
what
it's
I
awesome.
needed to wear at all.
I loved that as a
Yeah.
kid. I didn't want to have to worry about that growing
I don't know, I wanted to wear my shirts to school.
up.
Oh.
And like I wanted to be comfortable.
No, I did not want to. And I also think
secondary.
I agree with God. I think you gotta have some fucking discipline. You gotta have some rules because like you gotta figure this shit out when you're older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be able to be able to set rules for yourself and follow them.
No, totally.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to make sure like kids get in the habit of like having to have the rules and follow them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think code of conduct is fine, but just if it becomes too strict, then there's a chance with some people that, they'll go essentially down the fucking Disney child route, where it's like you're so limited to everything that you can do around you that once you're out of that, then you just go wild. And
And I
it
think
happens.
that's up to then like the parent at home
Oh, of
to
course.
know
Yeah.
Of course.
what things to budge on and what
Yeah.
things to
Yeah.
not budge on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I told you about when I went to speak in my school last summer or this summer, I guess. And I'm radicalized now. I have my Facebook mob because the kids just would not stop talking
Yeah.
during my presentation,
Right.
and I was like, "What the fuck?" Back in my day, I'm not even that far ago, like 8 years ago, you get fucking slapped in the face if I
Yeah.
started talking
Absolutely.
while someone else was talking
Yeah.
and I presented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to tell the kid to shut up, and I was like, "Why am I doing your job for you? What is
Yeah.
this?" I was
Yeah.
like, "God damn, we still got damn rules around here.
Yeah.
I should like start changing the place."
All right, here. Let me ask you a question to go off this. Red flag, green flag. Your teacher lets you call them by their first name.
Red flag.
Red.
You shouldn't be that close. To the
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
It should be sir. Or
It should
miss.
be sir until you reach college.
Yeah.
It's sir,
Sir,
or
miss,
Mr.
Mr. or Miss.
Mr. Second name.
Yeah.
No, like
It's like, hey, Steve. Like,
Like
Yeah.
look, there are a lot of teachers who I had no respect for, and like
Yeah.
I thought they were horrible people and horrible
Yeah.
teachers, but I think it's still very important to have to like follow that rule and have someone to listen to.
yeah.
I think like now people it's always like, hey man, you just got to challenge everything, and I'm like, I don't think you always got to challenge
No.
everything.
I think the
No.
furthest maybe you can go is like a nickname.
Yeah.
No,
You know?
what?
Yeah, like a nickname.
No, that's even worse than a name.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, because like
fucking Steven.
no. So like for example, like my music teacher, who was Mr. Bresnahan, I called him, and most kids who were cool with him called him Brezzo. Just that's like,
No,
Okay, that's taking
sir, just call him sir.
no, it was
Yeah.
Brezzo.
No, that's basically worse than like his like fucking full name.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, I would be weird calling him by his first name. than just like a nickname. I don't know, maybe that's an Aussie.
I remember
don't
one
know.
time this kid called one of our teachers by her first name, and she lost it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
like,
I don't blame him.
she fucking lost it.
Yeah.
And I remember it was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because he was like, watch this. And then just immediately got destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, for like a teacher, there needs to be some kind of like, at the end of the day, some teachers, they straddle the line between being a teacher and being a friend. And some teachers very much feel like friends, but I do think now that I'm older, I appreciate that, you know, you have to view them as an authority figure.
Yeah, you
know,
have to.
You
Yeah.
have to. You know, there needs.
Well, mind you, to backtrack to my story, I only called him Brezzo on like my last year of high school.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't calling him. I wasn't a fucking 12-year-old being like, "Oi, Brezzo!" Like I wasn't like that. I would have been, "Oi, fucking Brezzo!" Like I wasn't like that. Like, you know, it was after, you know, 6 years of high school where I actually got to know him and he and I trusted each other, that he was okay with me calling him by that name because he knew there was a level of respect to it. But I think, like, yeah, if you're not at that point yet, or if you ever get to that point with a teacher, before that, I think you should call them, you know, Mr., Miss, Sir, Man, or whatever it is that you want to say.
Yeah, we should always have to call him sir.
Yeah, just Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Miss. That's
Sir,
it.
Mister,
Yeah.
Miss, yeah,
Whatever it is. It's not
it.
that hard.
I think it's respectful. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with showing respect to people who are older than you.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, I don't, like, I kind of feel sad that everything has to be challenged nowadays, and everyone has to speak up about everything. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
sometimes you can just fucking get on with your life, you know? Like, sometimes you don't have to fucking make a fucking big
Like,
deal
you can
about
wait
it.
until you're an adult to do that shit. You know?
Go do that in
Yes.
college.
Yeah, go do that in college. Exactly.
Yeah. So you know, you at a point, I think you earn. You know, you have to.
Yes.
You have to.
You have to
your
earn
respect.
that. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think when you're a kid, yes, okay, kids are definitely more capable than sometimes the adults think that they are. But there needs to be a certain age in their life where they have to learn that there are certain rules in society that they have to respect.
Yep.
And as they grow older, you'll appreciate. You'll appreciate that when you're older.
I had a friend that referred to his parents exclusively by their first names.
That's
and
weird.
I found that really weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's.
I always
He'd always
felt
be
that-
like, Margaret, please, could you get us a Sunny D or something?
yeah, no, I always felt that every time I watched The Simpsons, when like Bart calls Homer by his first name, and I'm just like, bro, if I did that to my dad, even though we have the same name, he
Yeah.
would kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not be okay with that. All right.
All right. Next
Next.
question.
The anime has an open-ended conclusion, leaving some plot points unresolved.
Well, thank you very much for calling. For putting.
This is we all agree this is a red flag, right? There's no way you like this. Oh, let's reward laziness. Oh, I couldn't be bothered to finish the fucking story. Write your answer down.
There you go. You're right, yours too.
I've already said it. Red flag. I'm gonna say.
All right, we're the same one.
Yeah, it's beige.
It's beige.
No, it's not
It's
beige.
It very much depends on the execution. Very much depends on
No.
the execution. of
No,
it.
he's lazy.
No, he's not.
Lazy.
No,
Okay.
it's not always
He's
laziness.
fucking lazy.
Okay,
There's
question
not
then.
always
Because
laziness.
he was-
Sometimes
he was like, I'm gonna make
sometimes
detergent before
an
I finish my
open-
fucking show.
Sometimes an open ending works better than a closed ending.
Question: do you like Junji Ito?
Is that?
Okay. Do you like his stories? Okay. Every single one of his stories is open-ended at the end.
Yeah, but I think Evangelion. He
But that's
did-
what I'm saying. It depends on execution.
yeah, but
depends on
like
execution.
I don't think he did it.
This is a bait. That's a bait on screen.
Yeah.
It is a bait.
like he just did it bad, right?
He did it non-satisfactorily. Yes.
Yeah.
He did it bad.
Yeah.
It's also my favorite anime of all time. So yeah.
But he did it bad. But he did it bad.
in like a typical
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
No,
Doesn't
he did,
matter.
no, he did it bad.
I wouldn't say
No, not in a
bad.
typical sense. He just did it bad.
I wouldn't say bad.
It was bad.
Define bad.
It sucked. No one was happy.
define bad.
Game of Thrones bad.
It depends what kind of message you want your show to have.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
sometimes an open-ended ending leaves you thinking, leaves it lingering more.
Yeah,
than
it leaves a
closed
lasting
ending.
impression.
And a closed,
Yeah, but this is bait.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, in the case with, like, say, Junji Ito's stories, where, like, you know, in almost every single one of his horror shorts or, you know, whatever it is, you don't really know
I guess.
why certain things have happened. Or, like, say, why, like, say with Uzumaki. you don't really know where the fucking spirals come from. But at the end of the day, we don't really care because that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is to just show the horrors of what is happening, and then to leave it on an open-ended way for then the readers to ruminate over what just
But
happened.
I would argue it was. I think. Oh yeah, I guess this is kind of tough to explain, but something like that, its intention was never to have a conclusion.
Exactly.
But this feels like it just fucking left you hanging dry for no reason.
No, open-ended conclusion doesn't mean that.
I would say this didn't even have a conclusion.
Huh?
This didn't have a conclusion.
Are we talking strictly about Evangelion
Yeah.
right now? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I thought you meant
Okay.
This
all
didn't have
open-ended
like I think the key word here is conclusion.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of shows that are open-ended when they conclude, but I feel like this didn't have a conclusion.
Watch the movies, eh?
Yeah, watch the movies. Movies have a conclusion.
That's a close conclusion.
Right, I gotta watch fucking movies. Well, I gotta buy the merch too and play the PSP game too. While I'm
No,
out.
just watch the movies.
Just watch the movies.
I feel like you could have just had the TV show have some form of
See,
conclusion.
Evangelion had the best of both worlds. We had an
No.
open-ended conclusion and a closed-ended conclusion.
Yep, stupid.
Everyone's happy.
Yep.
Done.
That's why it's the goat.
Let's move
It's
on.
inclusive.
Let's move on. This is an unproductive conversation.
All right, next one. The anime frequently changes its tone, shifting from comedy to serious moments unexpectedly.
Why is she on One Piece?
Well, because it does that.
Does it? Nah, it doesn't.
All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Like, what would a dark comedy tone in this situation?
I think it's up for
So
discussion.
that
Yeah,
really
that's-
has both tones.
That's up for discussion. Yep.
I guess this is perspective. in
Yeah,
this
this
one.
is perspective.
Sure.
Because shifting in tone can mean very
Sure.
different
Yeah.
things.
All right.
Yeah.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Right.
I said green.
Yeah, you did. That's why you're in the anime now.
Oh.
I would argue that's because I am the anime.
All right, Joey, make your case.
Okay, well, I think it really does. It really shows, for example, right, just how broad of a spectrum a particular story and characters can be. When, especially, okay, look, like, to admit, there are a lot of anime out there who try to do this that don't do it very well, right? Where it becomes very jarring, or where, like, say, for example, you know, it doesn't even have to be between comedy and serious. It could be like, say, between ecchi and serious, or it could be between, you know, any other like two completely separate genres that shouldn't really match together, that flip-flop all the time. There are some anime that do it not that great, and then there are some anime I think that make it feel very natural because you've learnt to follow along with these characters and learn every part of their story and their characteristics. For example, like One Piece is an example, but like one that stuck out to me when I hear this is something like Gintama, where like Gintama mostly focuses on a lot of comedic, you know, enclosed one chapter, one episode stories that are just funny and lighthearted. But then they'll sometimes switch over to longer, more serious arcs where there isn't a lot of comedy. And I'm very much equally invested in both those parts because the characters are just so well written, and all the lore and everything behind it makes sense for this what is otherwise comedic setting to then turn into a serious moment. And
Yeah.
I think when you see a character like, say, Luffy, who is always jokey all the time and who's always like just, you know, whatever, be in a serious tone or in a serious moment, that becomes fucking hype because you see completely different side of this otherwise very hyper positive, aloof character, and you want to root for that character and you want to root in that situation.
I would say if I'm aware of the tone and it's shifting, that's a failure. Like I think a show should just have its own world, and I should not be aware of a tonal shift. I would be it would all make sense in that world or the setting.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
But I would
And
argue
I
that
would
one.
not be like consciously aware of wow that changed. I'd
Right.
be like if he made a joke that was funny in a dark setting, I would think if it was done well, I would be like that makes sense.
I would argue that One Piece does that well.
One Piece does that very well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think
sure.
I think the I think One Piece is one of the
This is a
few
basic. They're
examples.
just showing one.
Yeah, I think this is an example that does different tones without. I don't think. I don't think there are many series that are like One Piece. I think for the most part, I know more red flags with this kind of thing. I'm watching a show recently that actually does this exact thing, and it actually has put me out of the show a few times. I think it's called like what's the samurai show?
I don't know, man. You're probably the only one watching.
My little sister samurai can't be this hot.
Kai, can you search PA Works Samurai Show? Yeah, with the Elusive Samurai. That's it. So Elusive Samurai has this character that is like a fucking goofball in it, and then so this is like a historical samurai show that's based in like a real part of Japanese history. You go from like this scene from you see like some guy getting diced up. They behead a kid, right? They behead a fucking kid in one of the episodes, and then like one of the next scenes cuts to this guy being like, I'm doing a goofy face, and it just fucking takes you out of the show. And the contrast doesn't help either side of like the storytelling. You know. Same way with something like Fire Force.
I was about to say Fire Force.
Where you have this super serious scene, and then you have like you just insert fan service
Just tits.
into it, just tits out of nowhere, and then you like, as someone who fucking loves fan service, there are times when it's relevant, and then there are times when it's not relevant, and there are times when you just kind of like takes you out of the immersion.
Yeah, the way Fire Force does it, it makes it almost seem like the creators were like, we need to give the viewers a reason to keep paying attention to the story. So let's just throw some like unnecessary fan service in there, and it's like, okay, now I'm watching. But like, yeah, I that's what I'm saying. It's like it's very difficult to do, but I think when a show is able to do that effectively without it taking you away from it, then I think it makes for a really interesting show.
Yeah, I think the reason why it works for One Piece is because it just fits Luffy's character.
Yes,
you know, it fits. It just fits his character so well. Luffy is 100% taking it seriously, even from an outside perspective. From maybe an outside perspective, he might look goofy or look like he's like, you know, not taking the fight seriously. From his perspective, he is always 100% serious. That is Luffy. We find it funny, but to Luffy, he is not trying to be funny. He is just trying to be Luffy. You know, that's the reason why the tonal shifts, as per se, works in One Piece, because even though we find it funny, the characters in that world are still taking it 100% seriously. So I think it's a very fine balance, and I think there are more bad examples than there are good examples, which is why I put red flag, because like Connor said, if you notice a shift in tone, there's probably something that's going wrong.
That's fair.
You shouldn't be consciously aware of, wow, that was weird. It should never be like that.
No, totally.
All right.
Next up.
Next one.
A friend who is often kind to you and gets you good gifts is slow at paying back money.
Okay, I got it.
Oh.
Okay, wait, this is a hard one.
Yeah.
Why is he giving me gifts if he owes me money?
I mean, I don't know anyone who's like this personally. But
I don't know
I'm sure
anyone
they
like this.
exist. Just trying to imagine if I actually had a friend like that.
Alright, sure.
This is hard.
Damn, I got to think about this for a second.
Yeah.
Alright, I see.
You're
You guys
really
keep-
quick with it.
Well, like, you know how I am. I just pick something. And I'm like, alright, that's what I'm ride or die.
Alright.
I picked it. I'm old. I am that friend.
Alright.
Alright, we good?
Oh wow, this thing comes out. It's awesome. I love these big ones, man. They're so fun, dude. You just like fucking rip it.
Alright, you ready?
Alright.
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
We all say green?
Yeah, we all said
We all
green.
say green.
Yeah.
See, this would have been very different if it was never pays back money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you're just a bit slow, at paying it back as long as I get the money back. I don't really care.
Yeah, I
You know?
think.
And on top of that, they kind to you and give you good gifts. That sounds very nice.
Yeah, pretty much that. I just want a kind friend who thinks about me. You know, I don't. My friendship doesn't depend on monetary value. You know, Joey, you still owe me $5.
I gotta pay the friend.
I mean, look,
tax.
if they're paying me, if they always pay me back, it takes a little while. Sure, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
If they're chill, but like if they don't pay me back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're
A
like,
loan
oh,
shark
yeah, but if
kind.
they're constantly like, oh, sorry, my bad, man, I'll pay you back eventually, and then they just never give me back the money, then I'll
Yeah.
be like, all right, come on.
Yeah, like say for a hypothetical situation, like you have a group of friends, and then they go out to like use the company card or something. And
Yeah.
then they never paid that friend.
Yeah.
I think that would be a red
that'd be
flag.
fucked up. That'd be fucked
I
up.
think that'd be pretty fucked
Fucked
up.
up.
That'd be
you know?
pretty insane, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so John, I think you owe us
Yeah,
both.
I think.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, John owes us both.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do I owe you both?
Because you've used the company card twice now. We've only used it
Yeah,
once.
I've paid you guys back.
No, I don't think you
I've-
have. I don't think you
I
have.
have literally paid you guys back.
When?
Well, not maybe not Kurt. But I paid Joey. I paid Joey back.
You paid me back?
Yeah, I paid you back. Wait, you didn't know?
Wait, is
Wait.
this the same situation? Like, we're talking
No.
about the girls' bar situation. Right?
Yeah.
You paid me back.
I paid you back. Like I actually got your PayPal address correct, Joey.
Oh yeah, because he got mine.
What?
Yeah.
I did send it though. I just to the wrong
It's the
address.
thought, it's the thought that counts. You know?
Yeah. You kind of like I didn't send it. Like I did. I just went to the wrong place.
I just gave it to a random dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I actually sent it
To-
to a different mate.
Yeah, to the anime man. I sent it to the
Yeah.
anime man.
I was like, oh sick.
My bad, bro. I thought it was you.
Sent it to the anime man, right?
I mean, like, but it's also like very different. So I remember like owing friends money and stuff like that is also like very different when you have less of it.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like now when I go out with friends, right, I'm always just like, all right, we got a bill. It's like $160 between 5 of us. Let's just split it 5 ways. But I remember when I didn't have a lot of money, I'd get really annoyed because I'd be like, man, I had way less than like Joey.
You're right.
I had like Joey had like 9 drinks. I had like 2. I don't know. I think that's unfair to split it.
Sure.
Yeah, but now I'm like, let's just split it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I think back then, even back then, I would always. This is always. I don't know if it's a me thing, but I would always try to pay people back as soon as possible. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't really care if a mate paid it back. That's
Again,
fine.
as
Yeah,
long
me
as they
too,
pay
me
it back
too.
eventually, I don't.
Yeah, as long as you don't. I feel like I feel like there's a kind of trust there that they get the money back eventually.
Yeah, of course.
It's when they constantly just take money and then
Sure.
never pay it back. That's the red flag.
If they asked me to borrow money twice and they didn't pay me back the first time, like, come on.
Yeah.
What is this?